keeping consistent with people, noise, take him around other dogs, riding in the car, take him into different stores, go sit outside of a restaurant.
We are now a family. We can be together calmly, have people over. We can walk, take our long walks, and not be frightened on what we're going to encounter along the way and how to handle it.
She was telling me things that she has did with that dog that she has never did before, and I knew that my job was over with. Here you go. You did good. Both of you did fantastic. Keep taking that dog out into the street, around cars, around a bunch of people. You keep doing what you're doing. And if you have any problem with your dog, you just call me and we'll meet somewhere where there's some trouble for this dog, where he can get over it. It was nice meeting you.
Wonderful. Very much,
You too,
Ron.
sir. And you keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, it's great.
That's a
Bye-bye.
promise. Bye-bye.
I would just like to say, Ron, thank you very much. Justin has become a lot calmer and a lot happier dog.
That's the key. Happier.
You did wonders.
If you're a local professional or business owner and want to find out how you can be featured in your Jack Spotlight, give us a call at 904-641-1700. That's 904-641-1700.
An on-the-job injury can happen like that. Sometimes the pain is immediate, but often the symptoms materialize later after repetitive motion, heavy lifting, or a fall at work. I'm Mike Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Most Americans only have enough money in savings to last them 2 weeks. To learn about your workers' compensation benefits, visit forthepeople.com or call 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. Your family's depending on you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
CW17 is your home for the CW, your home for hit shows like The Flash, the CW Network, hot, hip, and sexy. Only on CW17.
So what's the best way to experience the Rolex 24 at Daytona? Maybe it's from the grandstands as the cars of the Tudor United Sports Car Championship race by. For some, it's down by Pit Road, meeting their favorite drivers. For still others, it's from one of America's tallest Ferris wheels. You have 24 hours to decide the best way to experience the Rolex 24 at Daytona. January 24th and 25th. For tickets, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
We're gonna have a bloodbath on our hands.
Fix it. They have no idea what they're up against now.
The Originals. All new episodes return Monday, January 19th.
Welcome to the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena this evening, downtown Jacksonville. We've got ABA basketball tonight between the Jacksonville Giants and the Southcoast Fire. I'm Arlie Johnson. I'm joined by James Coleman this evening, providing the color for this broadcast. James, yet another year, another successful year for these Jacksonville Giants, 12-1 right now, and they're looking to complete a 3-game sweep against this Southcoast team tonight.
One of the things that the Giants have always been able to do since their existence is be in great shape, be able to push the ball up and down the court, score fast, play great defense, and that's been always the key to all of their big runs, and that's going to be the key to their success for the rest of the season.
And for the first couple years, maybe it was a little easier for head coach Kevin Waters because he had his guys in place and they didn't really leave. This year, not so. Overhaul of the roster, really, for the most part. But you got to make do with what you got. He brought in a lot of talent, even though some of it left. Now he's got to build these pieces together. That's kind of what the first half of the season has been all about, is making sure that these new players are a very cohesive unit going into the second half of the season.
Cohesive is the big term that you use. No matter what level or what sport you play, you got to have that team unity, that team chemistry. When you think about it on the NBA level, you think about when the Miami Heat put all their players together, that first year was a lot of bumps and bruises, but they pulled it together toward the end. And that's what I see toward for these Giants. They're getting better week by week, and they're doing their thing.
Well, a couple of those new players, Delwine Graham, a local product from Jacksonville University. He's provided a tremendous spark off the bench. Also, Elijah Smith is another one of those players who just in his last couple of weeks has really started to light it up. And you need guys like that to step up their game and, next man up. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. You get a mix of young, great talent mixed with guys who are Grizzly vets like your Tuck or your Lump. And guys, different guys like that, and getting Bell, getting those guys mixed in, it makes for a great cohesiveness. It makes for a great team, especially come playoff time. And that's really what it's all about.
So the Giants 12-1 right now going into this contest. We talked to Kevin Waters, the head coach of the Giants, before the game, just asking him a little bit about things he wants to see a little different because, head coach, you're never satisfied, of course. He talked about offensive execution, and I know the last TV broadcast we had, it was a very slow start for them. But they certainly turned it on. But he's not going to be satisfied with that. He wants to make sure he has higher efficiency in these offensive sets.
When you're used to getting to the playoffs and to the big game over and over again, you can't be satisfied. You got to be willing to always have championship-level execution, no matter who's playing. So what happens is you have to keep pushing them week by week. You got to get that cohesiveness, that patience, and that toughness. And that's what Kevin Waters is known about.
And so it all is really going to culminate into not tonight's broadcast, but our next TV broadcast on CW17 is not until January 31st against the Shreveport Mavericks. But that is a big one. Really, it's without question the top two teams in the ABA. It's Jacksonville's only loss earlier in the season on the road, and it's really all going to come down to that game, this next broadcast on CW17.
Really, as Kevin's told me off the air, it's pretty much guys that he's developed. And he gets to play against them, so he kind of knows their weaknesses, but at the same time, they know his coaching style. It's become a measuring contest, and it makes the league more exciting, and it makes fans want to come out. I always tell people they need to get out to those type of games.
Well, for tonight, it's about the Southcoast Fire and trying to complete this 3-game sweep. They'll move on from there. It's all about these next 40 minutes on the court, or 48 minutes, I should say. We'll come back and have the opening tip in just a moment. Stick with us, along with James Coleman, Arlie Johnson with you, live local basketball, ABA style, on CW17. Stay tuned for the opening tip.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants. Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. The pressure is too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Back on CW17, moments away from the start of this ABA contest between the Jacksonville Giants and the Southcoast Fire. Arlie Johnson, James Coleman joining us. Mr. Biggs is also in attendance and close by. Still waiting for him to hassle us, and it's not happened yet all season. I don't know why I keep just asking for it, but...
I mean, he's one of the best mascots, not just in ABA, but one of the best mascots, at least in this city. I mean, he's very energetic, keeps the crowd moving, and he's just a jokester. Love him.
And he's hanging out with Jermaine Slim Bell right now before we get started for your starting lineups and your national anthem. Can't tell you right now for South Coast, they will be starting Eric Ruffin, number 5, Anthony Wynn, number 21, Nick Wallery, number 23, Harold Griffin, number 32, and also Clark Naughton, number 46. That is the starting lineup for the South Coast Fire. We'll let public address announcer Joshua Jackson introduce the Giants starting lineup in just a moment, as Jacksonville looks to improve to 13-1 on the season after beating South Coast yesterday and also earlier this week, trying to make it a third straight victory against the Fire here on their home court, although granted it's been on 3 separate courts here in Jacksonville. And before we have your starting lineups, we'll have the color guard and your national anthem this evening.
Thank you, Chris. We love you and we'll miss you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, as you please remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America and those serving our country at home and abroad. For the sake of our national anthem, the colors for this evening's anthem are being presented by the world-famous Buccaneers, the First Coast High School Navy JROTC. Before tonight's national anthem, please give a warm welcome to the Jacksonville Children's Chorus.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Fantastic job from your national anthem this evening. The Jacksonville Children's Chorus with you, and we are too on CW17. Great crowd on hand in downtown Jacksonville. Always is. Haven't seen a crowd to disappoint yet.
It's been a great sports day in general. And we had 2 UNF versus JU in the River City Rumble games today. Now you got the Jacksonville Giants Day. I mean, it's just a great family atmosphere. If you got kids, you need something to do for them, not that expensive, you got to come take them to a Giants game.
Yeah, you could even do that tonight. Good seats available and not too hard to get to, as all of you know. And yeah, it has been quite a day. JU versus UNF, men's and women's, right here on the court. There's been a lot of rubber on the court, a lot of hoops, a lot of fun for the people here in Jacksonville on what's turned out to be a pretty decent Saturday evening. A little chilly for the Floridians, but fine by me, quite honestly.
Hey, man, you know, you got to have 4 seasons, and we're blessed to have that. And sometimes the chill lets you appreciate the heat.
All right, the starting lineups for the Jacksonville Giants this evening. It's going to be Jermaine Bell at the pivot. Kevin Thomas, KT out there along with Ty Thomas. He led the team in points the last broadcast we had with 23. R.J. Wright, a newcomer for the Giants, is a starter. He'll wear number 13. And Elijah Smith, number 24, is going to be the one taking the tip at midcourt. We are underway. Ball goes out of bounds. And we'll start with Giants basketball. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on CW17, along with James Coleman, Arlie Johnson with you. Fantastic production crew, as far as they know anyway.
Yeah, got to give them props.
So the Giants with first possession. And it's Bell in the right post. Turns, lofts up the left-handed 10-footer, drains it, piece of cake. Great start. And we talked about the offensive execution right at the pregame. That's exactly what Coach Kevin wanted.
I mean, it's so hard to defend him. It's a reason why he's one of the best players in the ABA, probably in ABA history. What he can do on defense, what he can do on offense, he's just very difficult to defend.
The Fire launch up an air ball. Giants get it right back. Ty Thomas to Kevin Thomas. He is bumped on the play, and it'll be inbound for the Giants. First quarter of this game brought to you by C-Spine Institute. Are you feeling pain in your joints, muscles, or bones? than to go to see our friends at C-Spine Orthopedic Institute. They're the official orthopedic doctors and surgeons of the Jacksonville Giants. C-Spine Orthopedic Institute has locations throughout the state of Florida. C-Spine Orthopedic always puts patients first. That's the difference. cspineortho.com. That's cspineortho.com. As we've got Kevin Thomas with another bucket and a fast start for the Giants. Southcoast, they drain one. A little too easy defensively as Harold Griffin gets the deuce, and they're on the board.
And that's what Southcoast is going to have to do. They're going to have to try to slow the game down a little bit and attack them inside. They got Nick Lowry, who was here last year with the Giants, was actually a very good basketball player. They got to try to feed him. He was actually one of the key contributors to the first half of last season.
Looking for the and one, not able to get it, but he will get 2 shots. That's Ty Thomas who will get that. Drawing the contact on the way up. And a couple at the free throw line for the Giants. Already like what I see, much better than the last broadcast we had when it was very shaky, let's just say, in the first quarter against the Showboats of Jackson. Only 19 points in the first quarter of that game. They tore it up from there.
What you're seeing is a lot of attacking, a lot of ball movement. They're just really going right at them. And what happens when you're a better team, you have an inferior opponent, you got to attack them. Don't let them hang around. Don't let them get confidence. You just go ahead and knock the wind out of them. And again, we talked about playoff toughness, conditioning, and getting better. That's the playoff mentality you have to take.
Yeah, so let's see if the Giants step on the jugular early on in this contest. That's what they're looking for pretty much every time as Southcoast gets it in. Good passing play, deflected and rejected by the Giants. Nice pass by the Fire, just better defensive help from Jacksonville. I think it was Ty Thomas that got a hand on it.
But then, great defensive play, then sloppy execution on the offense, what we just talked about, how they were doing so much better. Then you just have that mental lapse. Can't have that, got to clean that up.
So 6-2, Jacksonville. Early stoppage in play. It's an official's timeout. And we don't know why. Either way, it's going to be Fire ball. And so they'll set up their half-court offense. In possession for the Fire, Eric Ruffin. Ruffin outside the arc. Nice pass underneath. Short, well short on that shot from Harold Griffin. Putback is up and down, however, from Nick Wallery.
Then when you see again, Nick is very aggressive. Again, knows this offense, one of the better players on the first half of last season. And again, he went over there, made the guys collapse on him, missed the shot, got the rebound, very aggressive, very going after it.
Elijah Smith tries to create his own offense. Look for the foul. He didn't get one. It's just going to be out of bounds. I think it was the right call by the officials as well. Tried to draw a little too much contact.
A little too much contact. Just got to go. Just got to play the game. Don't go looking for the foul. Just go play the game.
Opening minutes, Giants by 2 on CW17 tonight. Another offensive possession for the Fire, led by Eric Ruffin, their point guard.
Again, they're slowing the pace down, getting those guys, trying to take advantage of the lapse in the aggressive defense, and then they're going to try to get up and get the rebounds.
Foot on the line from Ruffin. It was no good anyway. Rebounds deflected out of bounds for the Giants. This time it's Kevin Thomas, along with Ty Thomas in the backcourt. R.J. Wright gets possession, whistle. And it's going the other way. Offensive foul, perhaps? Moving foul? I didn't see one.
That's what it looked like. Looks like the referee's going to call it a little tight right here in this first quarter, man.
It was an offensive foul on Elijah Smith. His first. Team's first as well. So a quick start from the Giants, but the Fire have calmed down a little bit. They're playing well offensively. Just as I say that, very well contested shot defensively by Ty Thomas. He gets the easy block, starts the transition game for R.J. Wright, and now to Ty Thomas. Wright from 3, nails it.
That's what they got to have right there. Great defense, come down, quick score, do it again.
Lead vaults to 5 at 9-4. First three-point attempt from the Giants, and it is drained from R.J. Wright. First look at R.J. Wright as well, as the putback from Southcoast is down. That goes from Clark Naughton. Giants, I'm sure, head coach Kevin Waters would like to see a little bit better boxing out defensively.
Yeah, you got to, if you're going to be aggressive, what you got to do is you got to be able to control the boards. And right now, Southcoast is doing a better job of controlling the boards, at least trying to get those second shot opportunities.
Elijah Smith fakes the three-point shot. Wright gets it underneath for Bell. He does not hang on. Easy pass, just slipped right through his hands, and here comes the Fire in transition. Three-pointer from Naughton. drills it. And just like that, we are even up 9 apiece.
Well, we went from having pretty good execution in the first couple minutes to a complete lapse of execution. Let's see them get it back together. Coach should probably call a timeout here eventually and get them guys free focus.
Ty Thomas from 3, rattles out. Rebound for the Fire. They're looking for their first lead of the game. 9-9 is your score. A little more than 4 minutes into the contest. Pass to the baseline. Could have been a walk. They don't call it. No good on the shot from Anthony Wynn, and the Giants are fortunate that that did not go in.
I mean, it was a great job not going necessarily for the block, but going to redirect the shot. And once you redirected the shot, man, it just made it more difficult.
So Kevin Thomas, between the top of the arc and the mid-court stripe, gets it to Ty Thomas. Elijah Smith, right elbow, 18 feet away. Tries to stop, then dribble drive. Shot is well short and a shot clock violation, and we're going to have a break with that violation. So, much like last time we were on CW17 with the Giants, bit of a shaky start for the Giants. They are tied. It's 9-9 with the South Coast Fire as we return in just a couple moments. You are watching ABA basketball on CW17. Stick with us.
Tobacco companies show you images of what life would be like if you smoke.
They tell you tough, hard-working people smoke their cigarettes.
That you look cool, hip, rebellious.
That smoking makes you independent, beautiful, and mysterious.
But the reality is that you can end up looking like this.
Learn more at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Like AT&T knew what we wanted.
Just the other day, we were saying we wanted a TV experience that fit into our life.
And our budget.
And then we see this Uverse TV deal.
Call to get Uverse TV for just $19 a month with qualifying bundles. Keep the same great price for 2 years guaranteed. Plus, get a total home DVR included for life.
Great deal, huh? And get this, I've always wanted to put a TV in here, but there's no TV outlet. Now we can. By adding the wireless receiver from AT&T, we can move the TV where we want.
And with the total home DVR, we can record 4 shows at once and play them back in any room. We never miss a show now.
Call to get Uverse TV for just $19 a month with qualifying bundles. Keep the same great price for 2 years guaranteed. And ask about next day installation.
This AT&T deal was made for us.
Look, they even knew I wanted to record this show.
That was me, hun.
That was her.
We're gonna have a bloodbath on our hands. Fix it. They have no idea what they're up against now.
The Originals. All new episodes return Monday, January 19th.
9-9 between the Jacksonville Giants and Southcoast Fire. The Fire in possession. Just about 5 minutes gone by in this contest here at the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena. Jacksonville defensive pressure in the half-court game for Southcoast. Ruffin gets it underneath. Good look. They're getting those looks inside. Another great pass inside, off glass and in.
And that's the best way. That's the best way to attack the Giants. Again, slow it down, attack the inside, but you got to get back on defense.
And that's the best way for the Giants to attack back is the transition offense. And that was executed beautifully with R.J. Wright now up to 5 points. He leads all scores, and now here's a steal by Wright as well. Going the other way, trying to go coast to coast. Right hand, off glass, in.
Great call. Great call. Change the pace. Go full court press. Get them guys off. Get them on their heels a little bit.
5 straight points from R.J. Wright, making quite the impression, the newcomer, as we have another steal from Jacksonville. This is going to be Kevin Thomas in transition, looking for Elijah Smith in the lane. Got the call. Is it going to be offensive foul? I think that it is.
I was hoping he was going to go for the dunk there, man.
No, they are going to call defensive foul. They're calling a block. It was close either way, but I thought he was going for the dunk as well. It was all set up.
one of the great things is, again, with their physical conditioning and what they've done, they can just go press the court, go up and down, and just get quick steals, transition. That's the way. That's Giants basketball. That's one of the things that Kevin, since he's been in this league, has been able to master and has been able to have other teams try to mimic.
And it's something that I would think that every coach in the ABA would want to do because of that 3D rule. You get such a reward from pressure defense, especially in the front court game. I don't know why anybody wouldn't do it. As long as you have the depth, that's maybe the biggest thing.
And I think that's one of the best things of why Kevin Waters has been one of the best coaches in this league. Evaluation of talent and development of talent. So that's why when you see guys go and they look at the Giants, hey, I'm going to go pay this guy a little bit more money so I can get him and he can become the star. But every year they bring in that depth and that dearth of talent.
And so it's going to be Smith with another shot from the stripe. Wholesale changes for the Giants as well. Maurice Mickens steps in. Jarrell Houston steps in. Delwan Graham, numbers 1, 2, and 3 on your program. Trey Guidry is also in there. Elijah Smith is the only one who stays on the court, and that's because he had to take the free throws. He'll be coming out as soon as the next whistle comes. Southcoast breaks the press and a ticky-tack foul on Maurice Mickens. Just a hand check. I didn't even see much of that.
Not much, but it might have actually worked out more in the favor for the Giants. No clear path to the basket.
So inbound for Southcoast in the front court. Again, just looking for a little bit of a methodical offensive plan. As you talked about before, James, it's really the best way that they'll have to stay in it. And I should mention that these two teams have played twice already this week, with the Giants winning both games, obviously, but the one midweek was only a 9-point victory, something that you would not have expected out of the Giants. They're used to demolishing teams, but not so earlier this week, and it might have been a little bit of a wake-up call.
I mean, these guys, anybody can get beat on any given day. I mean, these guys are getting paid too. They want to win games, and they're going to come at them. They're not afraid of them. I think Shreveport changed the way everybody looks at the Giants this year.
What a spectacular and one from the Southcoast Fire. That's from Clark Naughton. Got the foul on Jarrell Houston. And sometimes you just execute perfectly. That's exactly one of those situations.
Again, half-court offense, spread them out, have great passing lanes, and then just attack them inside. And that's what they're doing.
So that bucket makes it 16-15. This and one, if it goes down, will not the score. It does. We are 16 apiece. 5:17 to go in the first quarter. And so it's going to be Anthony Lumpkin leading the charge offensively at the point. Gets it to Mickens and then to Jarrell Houston. Left-handed dribble into the paint. Short jumper off back iron. And the rebound goes to Southcoast. Looking to press a little bit, really, for the first time tonight is Southcoast. Nothing there, so they'll start again. Faking a pass, taking a three-pointer. That's off the back rim. And a long rebound for Trey Guidry for the Giants. Moving it ahead. Great touch passing. No call on the foul. They're going to call it a clean block from Southcoast from Harold Griffin. And a pass in transition. They missed the bunny. Here's been the first lead of the game for the Fire.
Southcoast has got to be able to take advantage of their opportunities. I mean, the Giants are giving them a chance to get a lead, and they have not been able to take advantage of it.
So we stay deadlocked at 16. 4:17 to go in the first. Guidry, long drawn from three. Goes big, good three-pointer with the foul. The three-pointer does not go down. What a fortunate bounce on that initial shot attempt because it was such a long rebound. Nobody was near there. Guidry didn't even attempt to get his own rebound. It just happened to come right back to him.
Just bounced right back into his hands. I mean, and then he gets another wide open look, and the guy just comes over at the last minute and gets that foul.
So 3 free throws for Trey Guidry. Great free throw shooter. And now we'll see if that ends up being a jinx or if he's going to drain all 3. First one's down. And it puts the Giants back on top.
Well, Southcoast has got to do a better job of they're getting to the free throw line. They're doing a great job of slowing the game down. They just have to take advantage of getting that lead and trying to continue to slow the pace of the game down.
So Guidry 3 for 3 on his free throws. And speaking of Trey Guidry and the rest of the team and other incredible athletes, when any of these athletes on the Giants are feeling any joint pain, muscle pain, have any injuries, they go to C-Spine Orthopedic Institute. They're the official orthopedic doctors and surgeons of the Jacksonville Giants. C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, patients first. That's the difference. Visit cspineortho.com. That's cspineortho.com.
Southcoast is just playing real scrappy right now and just continue to stay right in this game.
Yeah, as Guidry drops it off glass with the left hand, too. Giants only up by 3, but you're absolutely right. The Fire are playing a very spirited game, and they're looking for it again. Naughton all the way to the hoop, draws contact. It's going to be a block. It's the right call. And it looks like we're going to have a TV timeout as Clark Naughton is going to go to the line. And that's exactly what we're going to have. Great work by Naughton, driving straight to the hoop, drawing the contact. He'll have free throws when we come back. Tight contest in the opening quarter as the Giants lead 21-18 here at downtown Jacksonville. Back in a moment on CW 17.
Incredible, healing, unforgettable. A reading with spiritual medium Pamela Teresa is all of that and more. Call and schedule for your reading or go to mediumintheraw.com.
Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com. I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Once and for all, who would win, me or you?
Flash versus Arrow. Full night event Tuesday starting at 8/7 Central.
Hi, I'm Anna, your host of the Weekend Showplace right here on CW 17. This Weekend Showplace is brought to you by the Ringling Brothers Barnum & Bailey presents Circus Extreme, going on next weekend. And here are the movies we're playing this weekend. Sunday at noon, Sweet November, starring Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron, and Jason Isaacs. And at 2:30 p.m., 3,000 Miles to Graceland, starring Kurt Russell and Courtney Cox. It all starts Sunday at noon on CW 17's Weekend Showplace.
Right here in the U.S., thousands of kids are trafficked. They are vulnerable kids who are easy prey to pimps and predators. These children suffer violence and sexual abuse. They are victims, not criminals.
The secret of your purpose for existence has been kept from you for far too long. Don't let it be kept from you for another day.
Be sure to tune in every week or set your DVR to watch Tomorrow's World.
Clark Naughton for the Southcoast Fire already with 8 points, looking for 2 more. If he nails these free throws, it'll bring the Fire within 1 of the Jacksonville Giants. We've got a great contest to start this one. 21-18 for the Giants. Along with James Coleman, Arlie Johnson with you on this telecast. So glad you could join us tonight. And hopefully you'll join us for our next telecast as well. It's a doozy, January 31st, hosting the defending champion Shreveport Mavericks. You do not want to miss that game.
Hey, it's warm in here, man, and it's a great crowd atmosphere. Good basketball. I mean, we thought it would be a little bit more out of hand at this point, but, I mean, these South Coast guys got some heart, and they're fighting. Real scrappy.
So Naughton for his second point. He's the first player in double figures. He's got half of South Coast's 20 points. It's 21-20. Kevin Waters probably not too pleased with the defense, maybe more than anything else, because South Coast has gotten the looks that they've wanted for the most part. Now they've got a great play defensively with the block from Harold Griffin. Here come the Fire in transition.
It's been a lack of execution on both sides.
Skip pass all the way to the right elbow, beyond the arc, driving into the lane, rattles out. Rebound for South Coast. Dropping it in, Nick Wallery. And South Coast now has the lead. It's 22-21. I'm not sure if anybody saw this coming here.
Again, Nick is just really good. He was real scrappy, playing the style that he played when he was here with the Giants, going for the second chance shots and going up and playing very strong in the paint.
And now 1 and done on the shot possession from Guidry. Naughton is wide open from 3. Found the spot. No good. What a rebound from Maurice Mickens.
Maurice Mickens was training in the offseason this year. The guy's got a lot of spring for a small guy.
Oh, and behind the back, scoop shot up and in from Jarrell Houston. That's all about Anthony Lupkin. Sweet behind the back dish. Highlight reel for sure as the Giants go back up by 1. Naughton's three-pointer is short. Follows his own shot. Well done. Good passing underneath, off glass and in. That's Wallery again.
got to do a better job here on crashing the boards on the defensive side. Southcoast is getting a lot of second chance points, and again, it's just scrappy offense and defense on their part.
Low pass, but it is handled. Nearly an offensive foul. I'm surprised there was no call at all on that contact, as Delwan Graham with the long jumper off the back iron, no good, and it's deflected all the way to midcourt, and the Giants keep it alive. Maurice Mickens with just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter now. Giants trail by a point, 24-23. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Trey Guidry, about 25 feet away. Fakes, fires from 3, no good, didn't even touch iron. Shot clock is still rolling as the ball is loose. Down to 1, and did the ball go out of bounds before the shot clock went off? That's the only question at this point.
The Giants have definitely got to speed the pace of this game up. They are not a half-court offense. They're up and down the court. Got to get their points in, be aggressive.
So 1:30 to go. Looks like we're going to have a substitution for the Giants. That's going to be Harris coming in. First time we'll see him, not just tonight, but in general for the Giants. Another newcomer, along with R.J. Wright. Houston from 20 feet, no good. Rebound offensively for the Giants. The putback does not go. South Coast grabs it, and leading the charge is Eric Ruffin. Stops, pops, drains.
Great ball movement on that last offensive possession. Just didn't execute. Just didn't finish.
It's a 3-point advantage for the Fire. Are they going to get a steal? Nearly. That was Ruffin. He definitely telegraphed that pass. He knew it was coming, just couldn't quite convert the turnover. And more sloppy play from the Giants. Off glass, looking for the foul. He does get it on the block. Maurice Mickens is going to go to the stripe with less than a minute to go in the first quarter now.
They got to go attack. They've got to attack and they've got to finish. That's the key word for this first quarter, is finish.
So down by 3. I don't know how often the Giants have trailed in games. I can tell you it's not a whole bunch. And not just this year, I mean all the time.
They really got to clean up a lot of this stuff before they play Shreveport. Shreveport will take advantage of a lot of this. But this game will be a little bit more out of hand. The good thing is that you got a chance to correct some of these things when they come out in the second quarter. I think the second quarter will be a lot different than this first quarter has been so far.
Well, I know Kevin Waters will certainly want that. The Giants, as a franchise, and this is year number 5, by the way, have a grand total of 6 regular season losses. That's total, not this year.
Wow, that's
stunning.
I mean, that just shows dominance, and again, it shows you got to make great adjustments, and you got to be able to eke out wins. That doesn't mean I know they didn't blow out everybody. It's just you got to know how to control the pace of the game and the flow of the game.
Yeah, and this could be one of those games. South Coast is here to play. They don't want to be swept. They've got pride, they've got skill, and they've got talent. Down to 6 on the shot clock for South Coast. Free throw extended, driving, great block by Houston. It goes off the stanchion behind the glass, so it's going to stay South Coast ball, but the shot clock shows 0. So we'll see if they have 1 second or not, and they will say there is 1 second left on the shot clock for the Fire. They need something real quick inside. It was deflected and stolen by the Giants. Moving the other way is Harris. Harris to the right side. 3-pointer from
Finally taking advantage of a turnover and scoring points quick.
That's it.
Got to keep pressing.
Yeah, I don't know if either team has had a 3D possession yet, which is shocking to me for these first 12 minutes. That is not what the Giants are all about. South Coast looking for one more offensive opportunity. Off glass and in with 1 second on the clock. That's just too easy from Anthony Wynn. And with that bucket, we are deadlocked at 28 after 1 quarter of play. Very tight here, the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena. As we take a break and return in just a couple of moments, we're going to show you Maurice Mickens with a sweep behind the back dish as we come back for quarter number 2, 28 apiece on CW 17. Pat's one.
This is Jen. She's a great mom and manages a large clothing store. 2 years ago now, she was homeless and jobless. But Goodwill helped Jen change everything with free job training, counseling, and support services. Every year, Goodwill provides job training and placement services for over 56,000 people in North Florida. By donating to Goodwill, you help people like Jen change their lives. Donate, shop, jobs, good things for North Florida with Goodwill.
Welding is a cool career. You can work on stuff like cars, motorcycles, bridges, ships, and even planes. Now that's cool. You can train in just 7 months at Tulsa Welding School, the largest welding school in the country. That's right. Train in just 7 months at Tulsa Welding School, Jacksonville. Financial aid is available to those who qualify. Start now by calling TWS Jacksonville at 888-375-1000.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com.
Much tighter contest than I think most everybody anticipated tonight, at least through the first 12 minutes. It's 28 apiece between the Jacksonville Giants and the Southcoast Fire. All right, take me through the huddle there at the break. What do you think Coach Kevin Waters is saying to his club?
Well, he's probably telling them that we're beating ourselves and we should be up by about 10 right now. But the good thing you see is when you have a championship team, you see relaxed. There's no sense of panic here. And they know the game is going to come here. Can they play 4 quarters like this is what Southcoast has to determine.
Yeah, and they'll need to play 3 quarters, or 4 quarters rather, as that 18-foot jumper is nowhere near the hoop. So Giants take over, looking to regain control of this lead. And again, the last time we were on TV, up against Jackson, Giants again, very shaky start, at least offensively. Defensively, they were lights out. They only allowed 10 points in that first quarter. But offensively, only 19 points in that first quarter. I'm sure that Coach Waters a little bit of a fire under him during the break. And in the second quarter, they were outstanding. And we'll see if the same thing happens tonight.
I mean, all things considered, they put points up on the board, and they've been and they're in this game, and they actually should be. They're actually in control of the game.
They're saying it's Giants ball. That was clearly off the Giants, I must say. But that's what they'll say, Giants ball, and we'll move on.
One of the things that South Coast coaches got to tell them, they got to keep pressing. They've got to attack and make the fight. They have to control the fight. One saying that we say all the time when I'm at Godspeed with my clients is, to be the champ, you got to knock the champ out.
Yeah.
So what they've got to do is put that death blow, but I don't see that happening. I see about an onslaught about to happen.
And you talked also in the pregame show about the toughness of the Jacksonville Giants. That's not just physical toughness, that's mental toughness too, and this is going to be a great example. And I wonder, based on how things shake down, of course, the rest of this game, I wonder if this is the kind of contest that Coach Kevin Waters will use as an example for the remainder of the season.
It's a difference between thinking you can win and knowing you can win. And right now, when as much success as they've had with only 6 losses in franchise history, they know they can win any game.
Jacksonville up on top now, 30-28. Fire in possession. They're in their red uniforms with the white. Fairly appropriate for a team called the Fire, I guess. Well contested defensively on that shot. Very well done from Gerard Tucker for the Jacksonville Giants. Never had a shot, and that's the kind of thing that Coach Waters is going to want.
Now, that might be the matchup right there, putting Tuck on Nick. Obviously, again, knowing each other here, 2 bigger bodies, being able to wear each other down. Tuck's a pretty good defensive player. Also can give you the points on offense that are necessary.
So let's see if we can follow that offensively and defensively. A couple of wide bodies as we've got Tucker now from 3. Just as we were talking about the wide bodies, he's just thinking that he's a 6-foot point guard and can drain anything he wants.
I mean, he's cool. He gives such versatility in this ABA game. He can stretch you out wide, and he can bang you inside.
As he showed just there, so the Giants back up by 5 now at 33-28. Opening couple of minutes of the second quarter. South Florida, who's had some success getting into the paint tonight, they do it again, off glass travel.
And that's what they got to do. They've got to trip them up, keep switching players, double teaming, and make these guys make the mistakes. But the key is to come down and score immediately.
Jarrell Houston left baseline, trying to post up his defender, who's well defended.
Yeah, can't have shots like that.
That was Campbell. And then the other way, it's going to be a bucket from Eric Ruffin, who's looked very good leading the point for the Fire. Back to a 3-point margin. as Harris is going to start the offense and holler out a signal for the Giants. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time. Houston to Lumpkin. Tries to penetrate. Dishes underneath, looking for Houston. He's got it. Deflected and blocked by the Fire. Well done on the rejection from Nick Wallery. And the transition game now belongs to Southcoast. Pass underneath. Nobody to look to. Goes off glass. He really did a great job. That's Nick Wallery there with that bucket of creating his own shot. He was in good position to score the second he caught the ball, but the Giants were there defensively. He had to create his own shot and find a little 8-footer off glass.
I mean, Nick is really good about crashing boards, and he's going back and forth. I mean, the Fire have something to prove. They want to be able to show that they can play with the big dogs.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing right now. Three-pointer from left baseline, no good, deflected away. It's going to be staying with the Fire. Last off Delwan Graham.
I mean, again, second chance opportunities. That's what the Fire's taking advantage of. I mean, you've got a finesse game versus a physical, scrappy game, and it's really making for good basketball here.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Substitutions coming for the Giants, but not yet. Ball is inbounded. 18-foot jumper from the left baseline. Nick Wallery gives the Fire the lead again. They are not going away.
I mean, Nick is, like I said, fans who don't remember him, Nick is actually a really good player. And Nick is actually taking advantage, and he is hurt. He is hurting the Giants right now.
He's up to 12 points, leading all scorers with those 12 points. Clark Naughton also has 10. It's really been a two-man offense for the most part for the Fire, as we've got the replay on the foul. Jarrell Houston's going to go to the line for the Giants.
You got to love hard fouls. You ain't finna just get that cheap in here, baby.
Houston doesn't care. He cares about missing that free throw, though. By the way, we also want to welcome our viewers who are watching the New England Patriots defeat the Baltimore Ravens tonight, 35-31. Excellent contest, just as this one is. So I'm glad you caught that one, and now this one.
My in-laws are ecstatic right now. They're from that Boston area, so they're glad for the fourth year in a row, AFC champion.
Yeah, well, I'm Boston born and bred too. I couldn't be happier, and this broadcast is going to be a little smoother regardless of the outcome between the Giants and the Fire. I know that we'll be happy at the very least.
Exactly. And again, the Fire being scrappy, not just letting them go. Now they got a 3D opportunity.
Yep, 34 apiece, and inbounding underneath the offensive basket. Houston defending Wallery. Foul, I think, we called before the shot with 8:02 on the clock. So we'll keep it right here for right now. See if we can see anything on the replay. This is, you could show this replay over and over again. It's probably the same thing that we've seen about a dozen times from Southcoast.
It's the hot hand. This is what I would continue to go. Keep feeding him, and he's going to keep eating.
Bell defensively on Nick Wallery does a great job. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time for the Fire. Tie game, 34-34. Ruffin to the right elbow. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Running out of time from 20 feet. It does count, but it is going to be deflected. Never reached the rim. Shot clock violation and a TV timeout to come with it. The Southcoast Fire are not going anywhere in this one. It's 34-34, 7:37 to go in the second quarter. Back in a moment with more ABA basketball on CW17.
Today, we will be dissecting the rana spinocephala. We would be cutting down this line, bisecting the specimen, the internal organs. You will see small intestines, liver, pancreas, stomach.
You gonna drink that?
Cigarettes contain formaldehyde, the stuff used to preserve dead frogs. Learn more at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
What did we do today? Well, before dance class,
We cleaned 15,000 pounds of laundry for local hospitals. Unpacked 1,500 cases of food for the commissary shelves at Mayport Naval Station. And served almost 6,000 customers at a local clothing store. How did we do it all? We just donated to Goodwill. Goodwill provides jobs and job training for thousands of people in North Florida every year. Donate, shop, jobs. Good things for North Florida with Goodwill.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Incredible, healing, unforgettable. A reading with spiritual medium Pamela Teresa is all of that and more. Call and schedule for your reading or go to mediumintheraw.com.
Once and for all, who would win, me or you?
Flash versus Arrow. Full night event Tuesday starting at 8/7 Central.
We are tied in downtown Jacksonville. ABA basketball on CW17. Live local basketball with the Jacksonville Giants. It's 34 apiece. Deadlocked with the Southcoast Fire. Giants with the ball. During that last break, we thought the cheerleaders were going to excite the crowd. It turns out it wasn't just them. It was also R.J. Wright, the guard for the Jacksonville Giants, who was getting down just as much as any of the cheerleaders were.
He's got some smooth moves, swift
does.
feet. Hopefully it'll translate into some buckets.
Well, it definitely got the crowd pumped up. It even got Kevin Waters pumped up. And now it's also got Gerard Tucker pumped up. Three-pointer from the right baseline and a steal from the Giants. Here comes Thomas. Easy layup on the turnover. And look at this. I think that R.J. Wright's taking credit for this. He's right in front of us. I swear he's taking credit for these last 5 points.
Maybe that dancing. Maybe that dance is what it took.
So 5-point advantage now for the Giants. Looking for a run. They haven't really had a run in this game yet, which is in itself a bit surprising. Southcoast stems the tide. 15-footer from the baseline. Drained by Anthony Wynn. They're not going anywhere still. 3-point advantage for the Giants.
One thing I'm surprised with the Giants is they haven't found the opportunity to get Big Slim Bell involved in the game as much. But Tucker's been coming up and, again, getting sloppy execution, though. Sloppy execution on the offensive side.
Yeah, with a steal there from Southcoast. They've got a possession to try and tie this game up. Deflection, steal. Here come the Giants in transition. Good headman pass, off glass, no good. Bell gets the offensive rebound. He is going to be fouled on the play, and he will go to the line. This second quarter of Jacksonville Giants basketball brought to you by Advanced Diagnostic. Needing an X-ray or an MRI? Then tell your doctor you want the best. Advanced Diagnostic Group has state-of-the-art equipment that delivers the best quality images. When it comes to your health, choose Advanced Diagnostic Group. They're the official imaging partner of the Jacksonville Giants, and why wouldn't they be? Bell, the lefty, 2 from the stripe. First one, no problem.
One of the best players in the ABA, just been dominant the last 4 years. Just waiting for him to really cut it on this game. Again, can Southcoast be able to continue this for the entire game for 4 quarters is what's going to be the big question. Are they going to tire out?
Yeah, and, with the depth that we've talked about at least a few times in this broadcast today that the Giants have going 11, 12 deep with their bench, that third and fourth quarter is when they would wear any mortal team down, quite truthfully.
I mean, they throw waves and waves at you. It's not just 5 guys that can play. They have the entire bench that can play, and they just keep coming after you.
So we've got a timeout on the floor, 40-36 in favor of the Giants. We'll keep it here right now as the Giants are looking for a little bit of a run. They have not had one yet. And also, you talked about Jermaine Slim Bell. Almost impossible to hold him down the entire game. He's had moments. Let's listen in on Coach Kevin Waters and see what he's got to say.
Whoever's taking the ball out, shout the ball, wherever you go.
Hey, good job. Good job on defense. That's simple. And find an opportunity to trap. Go ahead and do that. I like that. On offense, we're overloading. We do big girl. Just be patient. Y'all saw, y'all made an extra pass. It's wide open. Chuck gonna knock it down. Flip will knock everything. We good. Hey, so big girl or living. Let's go. Here we go. Giants on 3. 1, 2, 3.
love his speeches. He can basically just take 2 words out of every one, and you know exactly what the message is going to be. I think on that one, the ultimate word is going to be patience.
Again, patience, take advantage, trap. Aggressive on defense, patient on offense, but not necessarily slow patience in the way that Southcoast has been doing it, but patience as finding the opportunity and then sticking the dagger in there. Again, having people who can shoot, Tuck, big guy who can go inside, but he can also stretch you out, make the three. Has already made 2 big three-pointers in this game already.
Yeah, he absolutely has. Leading scorer for the Giants thus far is R.J. Wright. He just got the crowd involved in the last TV timeout. He's got 8 points, as well as a cheerleader assist for a little bit of momentum. So we're back to action here in downtown Jacksonville. The Giants leading by 4. Southcoast, 18-foot jumper, no good. And they're going to say that Naughton was out of bounds when he touched the rebound, so therefore it will be Giants basketball.
Again, one thing he did mention is the trappers, which is key. Again, they trapped Nick Wallery earlier and made him stumble with his handles, but the biggest thing is taking away the second chance opportunities.
Bell wide open from 3, no problem. A little bit of swagger with him as he gets it down as well.
I mean, that's such an advantage to have a guy who's 7 foot that can play out there.
Pressure, not able to get the turnover of the Giants. The Fire break that quite easily that time. But again, there's been very few 3D possessions for either team in this game. South Florida wants it exactly that way. Another offensive putback from the Fire.
There's nobody there to help take away that second chance opportunity and get that defensive rebound. That's what's been killing the Giants.
Yeah, that was on the weak side that time, and it was just way too easy from Anthony Wynn, who's now up to 6 points on the night. 42-38 Giants. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. They got to hustle. Tucker into the lane, did hit the rim, and they're going to call a foul on the Fire. He knew that there was some urgency there, and so Gerard Tucker just had to go straight to the hoop with it, and he got the foul, and he'll get the free throws to go with it.
One thing about big man is not only can he shoot, but he has a first 1-2 step that is actually quick, just as quick as like a Maurice Mickens. I mean, once he picks that ball up, he's boom, boom, inside, he's making the move.
So Tucker with a couple of free throws. First one is money. And the lead goes to 5. I don't know if the lead has gotten higher than 5 yet.
I mean, as soon as you think that the Giants got him on the ropes, South Coast just, boom, comes back with a quick surge.
Yeah, the next 4:43 could really tell something. I think, you know, the last 4 minutes of this half, the first 4 minutes of the second half, that's really going to be very telling. If South Coast can, you know, just hold on for dear life and sort of tread water a little bit, they can really be believing in themselves as they get down to the wire.
Again, you've got to knock them out. That's what you need right there. Actually, that dominating presence by Slim. Nick goes up for the shot, boom, pack it right back down.
Yep, and now the transition game for the Giants after that block from Slim Bell. Bell, three-pointer from the right baseline, a little short. Rebound for South Coast. They're looking to press and move up court quickly. Deflected away by the Giants. And they're going to say that it's Giants' ball. Maybe it went off his ankle as it was deflected away.
Again, lack of finishing on the offensive end, but great defense coming back and causing the turnover.
And very quick to move offensively for the Giants there. They're going to get a couple of free throws from Elijah Smith. And South Coast was not ready for that offensive possession. 2 free throws for Smith. With the Giants leading by 6 for their largest lead of the night.
Again, Giants basketball, press defense, trap, get the turnover, score fast.
4:04 to go in the first half. Giants by 6. Still 6. Front rimming that free throw is Elijah Smith as Ty Thomas checks in for the Giants. Coming up at halftime, by the way, we're going to be joined by Giants assistant head coach Nelson Pearson, so stick around for that. And as always, a fantastic second half in store for you here in downtown Jacksonville. And don't forget the next broadcast for the Giants here on CW17. It's going to be the biggest regular season game of the year, no question about it. January 31st against the Shreveport Mavericks right here at the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena as we return to play, and the Fire scoring before I can finish up my thought.
I mean, again, they're just as soon as you think they're about to feel sorry for themselves, they come right back down and score. Just punch them right back in the face.
Thomas, top of the key. Dishes it out for Smith. Baseline jumper, offline. Rebound for the Fire. And a steal. Off glass 3D basket from R.J. Wright. Just a telegraphed pass from the Fire. And he nearly had another steal in the front court.
Great scrappy play. Just, again, the press. When they're at their best, they're playing full court press, quick shots, quick scores.
Fire underneath. A couple of bounces on the rim, but it does go down. More strong work in the paint from Nick Wallery.
I mean, they've got to figure out, they've got to put eyes on him and make sure they shut him away from the basket.
Down to 3 minutes left in this first half. Thomas from three. You got it. KT, Kevin Thomas, uncontested three. They gave it to him. He fired it. And the lead goes to 9. That's the largest lead of the night so far as the Giants look to press. Not able to get the steal. We've got a travel on Southcoast, and we're going to take a TV timeout as the Giants are trying to pull away a little bit. This is the most they've done so far. 9-point advantage for Jacksonville. It's 51-42 in favor of Jacksonville. We'll return to the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena in just a moment on CW 17.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
We're gonna have a bloodbath on our hands. Fix it. They have no idea what they're up against now.
The Originals. All new episodes return Monday, January 19th.
Right here in the U.S., thousands of kids are trafficked. They are vulnerable kids who are easy prey to pimps and predators. These children suffer violence and sexual abuse. They are victims, not criminals.
Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Harley Johnson along with James Coleman tonight in downtown Jacksonville. ABA basketball on CW17 as the Giants have a 51-42 advantage over Southcoast. Jacksonville with possession as we resume play. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half as Slim Bell thought that he was a 6-point point guard and not a 7-foot center.
Yeah, I thought it was about to be an opportunity for them to go ahead and take the first double-digit lead, but again, lack of finishing and execution.
So Southcoast with another opportunity. That's going to be a 2-point shot if it goes. It doesn't. It stays at 0. Pushing it up floor is Wright to Bell. 3-point shot. Drains it. That was in rhythm. Real pretty shot from Slim Bell. He's up to 8 points on the night, and the Giants now have a 12-point cushion, their biggest of the game. Loose ball, steal from Jacksonville.
And this is what you want right here. You want to see the slow breakdown, and you want to see fast scoring in rhythm by the Jacksonville Giants.
That was Ty Thomas with the pull-up jumper that was a little long on the shot. Southcoast with a quick shot. That doesn't go either, and here come the Giants the other way, down to 1:33 to go in the first half. Into the paint, it's Elijah Smith, and one! with the left hand off glass. Gorgeous shot from Elijah Smith. And the Giants up 14 with a free throw to go.
Keyword, finishing. Strong, aggressive. Again, what we were talking about, being tough.
On the replay from Smith, great toughness there. Using his body to shield the defender. Had to go left hand on that shot. He knew it. And great body control to get the three-point opportunity the traditional way, which he converts.
One of the big things that makes you, differentiates you from a pro or an elite athlete in this game is the ability to create points. And creating points by dribbling, penetrating, and forcing those, again, the traditional three-point opportunities.
So Naughton underneath, good look from Southcoast. Looks like it's going to be a travel. It is all day.
One of the big things that Slim is able to do is he's so long that he makes people have to redirect and have to do things that they wouldn't normally do. So you can't just take a normal shot.
No way. No, he changes the trajectory of about half the shots that are taken from the paint. So the Giants, this is their best stretch of basketball for the game so far, as that short jumper is offline from Thomas. Just the same, it's a 15-point cushion for the Giants. Naughton from three. Off iron, loose ball, out of bounds. Giants ball with 53 seconds to go in the half.
Again, what we saw coming into this quarter is you saw the Giants nice and relaxed, not panic for not being way up. And now what you're starting to see is that calmness, that looseness starting to come in and start to help them separate.
So the Giants may be looking for a 2-for-1 possession. Typically, they are very quick with the shot clock. Not sure if they will be that way this time, but they could certainly get a 2-for-1 as the shot is rejected. Giants get it right back. Bell driving all the way to the lane, uses the rim to shield. Oh, what a putback! Ty Thomas with the putback. And the lead goes to 17 in the closing 30 seconds of the half. Foul on the Giants. Dead ball foul. And that's great hustle there. Kevin Waters is going to be so pleased with Ty Thomas just hitting the glass there. They have not had that much offensively in terms of board play, but that was certainly an exception there.
Imagine with the change in the way they've been playing this the latter part of this second quarter. Imagine if they're able to go up by double digits, by 20 points going into the half.
Yeah, that was a very tough jumper from South Florida, but it does go down from the baseline. That was Clark who got that shot, and it's going to be the Giants playing for one final shot. Mickens from three-point line. Dribbles, drives. Shot is no good. Kevin Waters did not like that offensive possession at the end, but he will like the score. At the end of the first half, the Giants, after a slow start, have really started to pull away in about the last 5 minutes of the first half. They lead by 15. It's 59-44. When we come back, we'll be joined by Giants assistant coach Nelson Pearson. Stay with us on CW 17.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Do you have unexpected bills? Need cash now? Let Title Max turn your car title into cash. With Title Max, get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000. Title Max gets you the most cash, the lowest rates, with instant approval. Your car title is your credit, and Title Max gets you the cash you need in 30 minutes or less. So if you need help paying your bills, bring your car title to Title Max, and you too will say, I got my title back with Title Max.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
There's a meaning no one knows, waiting to be set free.
So what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy.
I was born to be somebody.
Styles come and go, but great taste is always in style. The original Big Mac sandwich, the same mouth-watering classic it's always been. Right now, get the one-of-a-kind Big Mac for only $2.
Incredible, healing, unforgettable. A reading with spiritual medium Pamela Teresa is all of that and more. Call and schedule for your reading or go to mediumintheraw.com.
Hi, I'm Anna, your host of the Weekend Showplace right here on CW 17. This Weekend Showplace is brought to you by the Ringling Brothers. Barnum & Bailey presents Circus Extreme going on next weekend. And here are the movies we're playing this weekend. Sunday at noon, Sweet November, starring Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron, and Jason Isaacs. And at 2:30 p.m., 3,000 Miles to Graceland, starring Kurt Russell and Courtney Cox. It all starts Sunday at noon on CW 17's Weekend Showplace.
Get up, get up, get up, get up off your feet. We're gonna take a grooving into your beat.
Keep loving great values, like the hot and spicy McChicken sandwich for $1.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Well, up. Ooh, yep. We got one more contestant. He's got the red boots on, looking all swagged out.
It's halftime between the Jacksonville Giants and the Southcoast Fire here at the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena. Arlie Johnson on CW17, joined at the break by assistant coach Nelson Pearson. Coach, thanks very much for the time, as always.
Appreciate it.
Let's talk first about how difficult, or maybe even not difficult, it was to start the season with a new roster. I know you had some guys, Slim Bell back, Lump is back, but you had a lot of new faces coming in. Was that something that you and Coach Waters really had to focus on to make sure that everybody was on the same page, philosophically speaking, chemistry-wise, cohesion?
Well, probably getting that chemistry together is what we were concerned with, but Kevin was such a great coach and a great motivator that's really not an issue. We're still working on getting that chemistry, but it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming.
I could guess that one of the off-season priorities was to keep lengthening the bench. In this game, the 3D rule, all the pressing that's going on, up and down, back and forth, pretty much constantly. I got to think that numbers mean something, and that's probably something that was very, very critical for you in the off-season.
Yeah, I like to think we have the deepest team in the ABA. Like, anybody on our team can start on any ABA team. That's how deep we are.
Yeah.
And pressing is what we do, So, yeah.
Well, it's all coming up to the big game in a few weeks, of course. 12-1 right now. Hopefully going for 13-1 in a sweep of the Fire tonight. But really, it's going to culminate on January 31st. The game against Shreveport. That's the game that you want. That's the game that you lost a month or so ago. It's the game that you lost in the title game last year. I know it's a bitter taste in everyone's mouth. How much of that is still in the front of your mind, and how much of it is honestly just in the back, and you got to get through these games first?
We're not looking past tonight's game, but we are so looking forward to Shreveport. We are really looking forward to them.
All right, and that game, of course, is going to be right here on CW17, January 31st. Do not miss it. That will be the regular season game that you absolutely must catch. Coach Pearson, thank you so much. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We're going to have the second half when we return. ABA basketball and the Jacksonville Giants on CW17.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. For as long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
For a free 2-week starter kit of nicotine patches, call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW.
Hi guys, my name's Julia and I'm your North Florida fashionista. And today we're finding incredible outfits right here at your local Goodwill. Let's go. Summer is right around the corner and Goodwill has you covered. Fun, light, breezy styles to keep you trendy. From vintage to brand new, you can find anything you want. All this found at your local Goodwill. Vanity and value. Donate, shop, jobs. Good things for North Florida with Goodwill.
I heard you're pretty fast.
Come out, wherever you are, Flash. Captain Cold, the Reverse Flash. Heat Wave. Got to be.
I was thinking of calling myself Pied Piper. Hey, I assign the nicknames around here. Although that one's not bad. Guess I'm a lot faster than a speeding bullet. If you ask me, he's a hero.
Are you a cop or something?
Something.
Time to get up now.
It's 59-44. The Jacksonville Giants are leading the Southcoast Fire at the break here at the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena, downtown Jacksonville. Great halftime festivities here, as always. And what a day it was here today as well, with JU and the River City Rumble facing the University of North Florida. Men's and women's, great day all around here for basketball in Jacksonville.
Just a great sports day in general. You got great NFL playoff action. You had the River City Rumble here. Great shootout basketball games. The UNF men's basketball team blew them out, blew JU out. The girls' game went down to the wire. And right now, you got our Jacksonville Giants winning by 15 points.
Yeah, and that's not much of a lead right now, 15 points, but it was a very, very tight contest for about the first quarter and a half. One of the things that you noticed for why South Coast was able to stay in it was the rebounding. You don't expect the Giants to be out-rebounded, but they were. By a healthy margin in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, South Coast was playing really, really scrappy. Guys like Nick Wallery, who actually used to be on the Giants, came in, getting those second chance points, going up strong, playing scrappy defense, and really coming at us, slowing the game down, half-court game, great passing. But what happened was eventually you can't play like that. The Giants have a deep roster. They're able to go up and down the court, and they're able to score really, really fast, and it connected in that second part of that second quarter.
And one of the players that led the charge, a newcomer to the team, that's R.J. Wright. He had 13 points in the first half. We didn't know anything about him, but now we know two things. He can light it up, and apparently he can get the crowd involved with a little bit of dancing with the cheerleaders,
he's got some smooth moves, man. I don't know if he actually went and did the practice with the cheerleaders, but he was pretty much in step with them. Got the crowd electric. Actually, that run they made actually came after. Maybe he should do that every game.
I would say that it was coinciding, no question about it, and I wonder if RJ will give himself a little credit and a little pat on the back.
Hey, you know us athletes are superstitious, man.
Yeah, of course. All right, as for the second half, what are the kind of things that we want to see Jacksonville do? 15-point cushion right now. No lead is safe, you know that, but we talked about kind of stepping on teams' throats when you get the opportunity. First 4 or 5 minutes of this second half, I got to think, is critical for head coach Kevin Waters.
What we want to do is take that playoff mentality, that tough guy, great shape, go push it, keep pushing it. Trap, like Coach said during one of the breaks, and go up and down the court, take advantage of opportunities, and then really just shut off the key guys. Nick Wallery has really been making a lot of plays for those guys. Shut him out, and then take advantage. Don't let them get those rebounds like they've been letting them.
So the Giants leading by 15 at the break right now. Don't forget, our next telecast is going to be 3 weeks from tonight. That's a big one. January 31st against the Shreveport Mavericks. And that's going to be a huge contest. Let's maybe talk about that a little bit, because that's the one that's really going to determine the regular season and whether they have a successful regular season or not, I think.
I'm a big guy into rivalries. I love it, man.
I just thought you were going to stop at big guy.
Well, yeah, I'm a big guy, too. I mean, but one of the big things between Shreveport, they're good. A young team, we're good. And what happens is a lot of those guys who are on that Shreveport team have been part of the Jacksonville Giants championships. So it's a lot of familiarity with both teams. But what comes in, their owner talks trash to Ron. Ron talks trash to their owner. Kevin talks trash to their coach. And what happens is you have some epic matchups. And hopefully we'll have that playoff atmosphere. And it looks just like what the Final Four looked like last year in the ABA championship game.
Well, I think it may very well come down to that, but you do not want to miss this game, no question about it. Let's go through some of the replays from the first half as the Giants, again, with a slow start today, but they really turned it on in about the last 4 or 5 minutes. Here's R.J. Wright really providing a spark off the bench for the Giants, and South Coast staying in there. That was Clark Naughton off glass.
And what you just see is, again, penetration with South Coast. But then what the Giants did a great job of, when you see their scores are coming off of turnovers and they're just coming back and striking real fast.
Yeah, South Coast was able to stay in the game with their offensive penetration into the lane. They were really able to get the boards and ultimately stay in it for about 16, 17 minutes. But you'll see with this steal here, this was really the one that I think was the backbreaker from R.J. Wright with the steal and one. And don't forget that was a 3D possession as well. And that was the one that really, I think, got them going.
What R.J.'s been able to do is just give that energy that they actually need. And again, when that energy's coming, what happens is they're playing Giants basketball. Relaxed, fast-paced, fan-friendly because they're putting points up on the board. And what they got to do is continue to do that. And as we talked, and unfortunately I use that football lingo, step on the neck, step on the throat of that opponent and take them out. Playoff atmosphere, playoff mentality, tough guy mentality.
Let's talk a little bit about Jermaine Slim Bell as well. You talked about you're not going to be able to hold him down the whole game. Well, they basically did for about that first quarter and a half. Then the next thing you know, wide open three, drains it, confidence soars, and he grabs an extra couple of buckets after that.
What Slim can do is he does so much. He's 7 foot, over 7 feet. He can stretch your floor. He can play inside as a big guy. He can step out. He can drain the three. So it puts your big guy in an uncomfortable position. Now, luckily, they've been putting Nick Wallery on him, who's a little bit more athletic than your namer guys. But what happens is on defense, he also redirects shots. So you can't just come in there with a normal layup. You got to actually put a little bit more arc on that layup. Yeah. But that's the reason why he's been one of the best players in ABA.
And he shows it night in and night out here in Jacksonville. We'll take a break and return in just a moment. We're a few minutes away from the start of second half. Actually, we'll keep it right here for the time being as the Giants are up by 15. Leading 59-44 over Southcoast. Let's talk a little bit more about the depth of the team and how that has come into play and how it will come into play in the third and fourth quarters.
Well, let's look at it like this. One of the big things in basketball is you got to have great center play, obviously. We talked about Slim Bell, but what about the point guard? You got Maurice Mickens, who comes in, gives that same change of pace. You got Lump, who comes in with that grizzy veteran look. All their point guards can press, play great defense, and score points. When you have one guy, okay, that's pretty good. But when you have three guys or multiple guys that can come in and out, continue to dictate the pace of that game, eventually it's going to wear you out. And as I continue to stress, can Southcoast play 4 quarters as tight as they've been playing them the first 2 quarters?
No, I think the question at this point is Southcoast going to be able to get the deficit back to single digits? I think that would be quite an achievement at this point. As for the Giants, again, you're looking at 20, maybe 30-point lead. You want to get down top of them early and let them feel like they don't have much of a chance into the fourth quarter.
What they got to do is get up 20 and then let them come in and then get back to 20. Let them get in and come back to 20. It's almost like fishing. You just let them nibble on that bait. Eventually they're going to bite into that hook, and then you just go ahead and reel them in.
All right, we're going to have the second half in just a couple of minutes as the players are just taking to the court. So stick around for that as we've got Mr. Biggs right now. Mr. Biggs still not coming towards us at this point. So it's a 15-point advantage as we get ready for the third quarter. The third quarter is brought to you by Ron Scholes. Injured in an accident? Don't call a lawyer referral service and be passed on to just any attorney. Call a name you can trust. Call the law offices of Ron Scholes, a law firm of military veterans that know what it means to fight. Ron Scholes, a Jacksonville attorney. Second half now underway. Here's right from three-point land. Money.
Exactly what you need. Good. A missed three-point opportunity by Slim. Great second chance opportunity. And with a steal, and Tuck goes up and makes it.
And how about that for a start? Not even 30 seconds in. 6 points immediately for the Giants with a three-point shot and then a 3D bucket, which added the extra point. Could not have asked for a better start for the Giants, as the lead is now 21. Southcoast, left elbow, off glass, no good. They get their own board. Great defensive positioning by Tucker. Went straight up and got the block, and it's the Giants in transition.
And as you saw before, Slim just putting his hands up, making number 32 have to redirect the shot.
So now it's Thomas. That is Kevin Thomas, by the way. KT, not Ty Thomas. 7 on the shot clock. Right back to Thomas, 4 on the shot clock. He's got to hurry. Gonna need to launch it quick. Drives to the hoop, gets it off. It does count. It is no good. And the rebound goes to the Fire. Excellent work in the closing seconds of that shot clock. I didn't think he was going to be able to penetrate the lane at all. And a foul the other way. The Fire will be shooting too.
Right now, they're actually, I don't know if Coach Waters heard what I was saying. Right now, they got that 21-point lead. Let them nibble a little bit, go right back down. Keep them at that 20-point deficit. Make Southcoast stay in panic mode and continue to have to play uncharacteristic to what gave them success early in the game. That half-court offense, being able to get great passing and being able to get your second-chance opportunities.
Yeah, as soon as Southcoast tries to press a little bit on offense, that's where I would imagine it would all go to pot on them, and that's where Jacksonville wants to try and really grab the throat and control this basketball game.
The best teams always dictate the pace of the game, and they make the other guys play their type of basketball as opposed to the other way around.
Second shot No good. And the whistle. Is that going to be a foul on Southcoast? I think it is. That was Anthony Wynn at the line. So the Giants up by 21. Wynn missed both free throws. And it will be Giants ball. We called a foul on Wallery. That's his third. Again, no fouling out in ABA basketball in case that comes into play. I can take a stab at it that it will not come into play tonight. Running the offense, Thomas to right to Tucker. A little bit of a weave at the top of the arc. Bell, left baseline jumper, short rebound for Tucker. Left hand, off glass, dropped.
Nice aggressive play, good ball movement. Tucker being in great position to be able to get that second chance opportunity.
This is exactly what the Giants wanted. It's an 8-0 run to start this second half. Could not have drawn it up better in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Southcoast is trying to get a little bit of offense efficiency back. They had it for a good portion of the first half. Right now they seem really discombobulated. And we're going to have an offensive foul as we have the replay of the Giants. So that's Tucker. And now up ahead, it's Elijah Smith. Are they going to call it? They'll call it the dunk. I thought I heard a whistle before the shot, but that dunk will count.
That's what you want to get the crowd involved. People like dunks, man, especially the aggressive type, fast-scoring ones.
I wouldn't know anything about that. You might know something about it. I definitely don't.
Well, you know, I play above the rim, and I teach people how to play above the rim. That's what I do.
I love it. Swin Bell plays above the rim. Example right there. From about 6 inches away, just drops it in. Could have dunked it, chose not to.
Yeah, now you're starting to see Giants basketball, where they're able to continue to push it up.
Looking for the alley-oop. Tucker instead to Smith. There's your slam dunk. 3-point slam. 73-44 Giants. What a start to this second half. As they're showing the replay again. Right to Tucker. To Smith, and the flush.
When he left his feet, you just saw Nick was just like, I don't want no parts of this.
This is a 14-0 run for the Giants.
Again, up it very fast, scoring points in bunches, and it just got out of hand really, really quick.
We were waiting for the run in the first half. It really never came, although they did pull away some in the closing minutes. But no run like this run, that's for sure. Southcoast looking for their first points. No good. Transition, it's right to Thomas, to right again. Drops it in from 3 feet out, 16-0 run.
Great ball movement, exciting basketball, scary basketball for the Southcoast Fire. You got to call a timeout and figure out what the heck is going on right now.
They're very fortunate that Slim Bell was just called for a foul just to try and get a little bit of a breather right now, because the Fire absolutely have no clue what has hit them to start this third quarter. They have yet to score. Three-pointer way off. They do get the rebound. Off glass, foul, and free throws for Southcoast.
Well, at least they get an opportunity to try to get on the board here. Go to the charity stripe. They've got to do something to slow down this Giants offense. I mean, personally, we don't want them to do it. We love to score. But just for them and for the sake of the game, they got to kind of come back to what was working. But they cannot try to keep pace with the Giants. They've got to slow the game down.
Yeah, they've got to just find a way to just chip away, and whatever the result is whatever the result is. But the cushion right now for the Giants is at 32. I can't imagine Southcoast, erasing this kind of deficit with 8:27 to go in the third quarter. So at this point, it's just a matter of getting good, solid possessions offensively and defensively and try and win the rest of the game.
Exactly. You're not going to, there's no way for you to score 21 points that quick. 31 points that quick. You can only go one at a time.
Tucker, no good. Rebound for Wright. Easy putback. R.J. Wright, what a performance. 18 points now for R.J. Wright.
What you're seeing now is they're getting the second chance opportunities, and they're playing this press. Great break, though, right there by Southcoast, though.
Yeah, they were able to break that press that time, but it was not easy. The Giants, this is when they're at their best, is when they force their opponent to battle for everything they get. Battle for just getting the ball across the timeline. Battle for your penetration into the lane. Battle for that defensive rebound. That's exactly what's happening right now for the Giants.
And the only way Southcoast is going to be able to get back in this game is if they do what they just did. Make them pay for having that press on.
Thomas for Bell underneath. Couldn't handle the pass, but he was hacked. And we're going to have a foul and a TV timeout to go with it. Foul on South Florida, or Southcoast rather. All Giants in this second half. as they have already scored 19 points, only 3 for South Coast. So your score, 78-47 with 7:32 to go in the third quarter. Back in a moment on CW17.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants. Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
Been unusual on the other TV broadcast. He's been outstanding. Tonight, it's the likes of R.J. Wright, who's been tremendous. Wright has 18 points, leading all Giants players. And really, you can't ask for more than perfection in this third quarter. It's about what they've got.
I mean, they've actually turned it around and actually been playing the way that Coach expects them to play. Now imagine, just imagine if you got 4 quarters of this kind of effort that they're giving right now.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. You'll see a 200-point game if they're playing this way.
That would be absolutely ugly. There's a part of me that is glad that didn't happen.
But this is the way they have to play in order to consistently beat the Shreveports and the better teams in the ABA.
How hard a message is that to get across when you're not playing the best of the ABA?
I mean, as a coach and doing things, it's easy to say, hey, guys, we got to play. We got to treat everybody like they're the best. But when you know you got a guy outmatched, it's very difficult to get up for it. But it just shows the internal drive of the players that you bring in. And one thing, most of these guys are playing for something bigger than just the ABA.
No question about it. As we got a deflection, nearly a steal from Wright.
And that's not to downplay the ABA. There's great basketball in the ABA, but you got guys who are on this roster get opportunities overseas in Japan and Europe to play basketball at bigger venues.
The Fire get a three-pointer from Clark Naughton. They're up to the half-century mark, but it's a very comfortable margin right now for the Giants. It's 78-50.
And is there any question to why this surge of points and this defensive, the better defensive play for the Giants has been when Naughton's been a little bit quiet?
First time we've called his name, I think, in the second half. As we've got Smith trying to keep that rebound alive. Couldn't quite do it. South Coast grabs it. They also had a thin bench, let's keep in mind, too. They've been running a lot of the same 5. They've run maybe 6 or 7 deep most of the game, and that's where it really gets dangerous against a team like the Giants. Thomas, passes deflected, loose ball. The Fire have control. Harold Griffin, who had a hot start for South Coast, and a great block by Tucker.
Amazing. Again, Tucker's more athletic than what people give him credit for, man. I've got a chance to see him and develop a relationship with him over the last 3 years, and, man, big man can move.
Looking for the and one, not able to do it, but Elijah Smith will go to the line. And, yeah, Tuck right there going to the hoop after the block and the steal, pushing the ball up the court himself. Didn't have to rely on anybody else to do it. He was doing it all out there.
He's a pretty versatile player, man. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can drive to the basket. I mean, he gives matchup problems. He's not quite what Slim Bell is, but again, it's a reason why he's a contributing factor and a very good vet on this team.
Smith with 10 points tonight. Looking for a couple more. They make it 11. And substitution for the Giants. Anthony Lumpkin comes in for Kevin Thomas, so KT will take the chair on the sidelines. The lead is 29. Smith, the lefty. Make it 30. 80-50, Jacksonville.
And that's with South Coast kind of coming in and making a pretty decent rallies.
I think it really comes down to just how tired they were in this second half and wearing your opponent down. You can stay with us for 12 minutes, maybe 16, 18 minutes, but we're going to wear you down, and that's what the Giants know is going to happen. They're confident every time that they're going to wear people down, and that's what's happening tonight as we have the Fire with a hoop and the harm from Clark Naughton. He'll go to the line for an extra free throw.
Which is the reason why you have the Shreveports and the Giants and some of these guys who consistently remain at the top. It's the depth of their bench, and they're able to do it night in and night out. This is a long season for a lot of these guys, and they travel and they do a lot of different things. But if you don't have, like, these guys can't play at this intensity for an entire season. Not if you don't have depth.
Great view of the CW banner in the background as that shot was up and no good. Giants take over, 5:38 on the clock in quarter number 3. Thanks again for being here tonight on CW 17. Arlie Johnson along with James Coleman. We've got a foul. Slim Bell is going to go to the line.
How many big guys do you know can actually take it from the top of the key and try to penetrate like they're a point?
Yeah, he loves it, too. He loves that being part of his game, and I don't think anybody else here minds it. He's very successful. He knows how to do it, and he's an effective player, whatever he's doing.
I mean, if I've got somebody else's big on him, I'm going to take advantage of that mismatch all the time as well.
Substitutions in between these free throws. Delwan Graham steps in. Graham has not scored yet tonight. Anthony Lumpkin has not yet either.
Lump's had some pretty nice assists, though.
Yeah, absolutely. The best dime of the game, without question, with a behind-the-back feed to Jarrell Houston. 1 out of 2 for Bell. R.J. Wright hits the bench. Gerard Tucker does the same. Southcoast into the paint, trying to draw contact. No whistle on the play. Loose ball belongs to Jacksonville. Here's Lumpkin getting over the timeline. Defending is Naughton.
Great defense, great off-ball moves.
And I think we've got a timeout called by Jacksonville just to try and reset things a little bit, maybe get a couple extra players on the court.
Yo.
And let's see if we can listen in to head coach Kevin Waters during this TV time, or not this TV timeout, but during this team timeout.
I was just trying to get Mo out. Mo was hurt. I was trying to get Mo out. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Tight it up, man. Here we go. Safe. We're going out here safe. Keep running. Hey, run three. Chance on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Not much with that one. Just a chance to get Maurice out of the game. Trey Guidry steps in for the Giants. He's been quiet tonight. But that's kind of the symbolic of what happens with the Giants. Some guys are heroes one day. They're completely quiet the next. Doesn't matter.
Well, which is hard for teams that when they're trying to prepare for the playoffs to get a read. They've got, out of the guys on their roster, they've got somebody who can go 30 points. The last man on their roster can go for 30 points if necessary.
It's Harris for the Giants, leading the attack on the point. Trey Guidry weaving with Lumpkin. Lumpkin into the paint. Dishes it out for Harris. Harris has it stolen, nearly got it back, but Southcoast holds on. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third. Giants up by 29. Southcoast, nice little 5-footer from the Fire's Clark Evans.
Very tough shot, too.
And so it's going to be 81-54 for the Giants. That's Guidry from 3. No chance on that one, short and wide. Rebound for Southcoast. In possession is Eric Ruffin. He's been impressive as a point guard. Only 8 points, but that's not his story. I thought he actually controlled the game quite well. And now it's Ruffin, as I say that, getting his 9th and 10th points with a foul. Excellent move by Eric Ruffin, and he'll get the additional free throw to go with it.
Nice crossover there, and nice drive to the paint.
As they show Ruffin getting around Delwan Graham. I think it was Graham with a little bit of a reach as he went by.
Took what they call that Euro step.
Ha. Ruffin looking for the extra point. Got it. And the lead is now 24. So Southcoast has put a little bit of a dent into it. Still a very comfortable advantage for the Giants. And we've got a foul on the Fire. Inbounding are the Giants. 4:15 to go in the third quarter. Again, join us on the 31st of January. The Giants hosting the Shreveport Mavericks. Top 2 teams in the ABA, and they'll be playing right here in Jacksonville that Saturday night. The game will be broadcast here on CW17. We hope you come out and join us at the arena as well, as we have a steal from Southcoast resuming action.
And now the Giants starting to play a little bit of sloppy.
Underneath, it's Evans. Off glass, deflected in. Good tip back. I think that was Naughton. Might have been Evans on his own putback. Either way, the deuce is going to count.
But you see, with Southcoast getting better when Naughton's a little bit more involved. But now you have Nick Wallery isn't in though.
There's Delon Graham. Cannot get the reverse layup to go. Tried to use the backboard as a shield, but a little too strong off glass. Southcoast has a chance to knock it down to 20. And just as I say that, errant pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Giants ball when we come back. We've got a TV timeout. 81-59 is your score. The Jacksonville Giants comfortably ahead by 22 here in downtown Jacksonville. Back in a moment on CW17 and ABA basketball.
Do you have unexpected bills? Need cash now? Let Title Max turn your car title into cash. With Title Max, get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000. Title Max gets you the most cash, the lowest rates, with instant approval. Your car title is your credit, and Title Max gets you the cash you need in 30 minutes or less. So if you need help paying your bills, bring your car title to Title Max, and you too will say, I got my title back with Title Max.
If you've dropped out of high school and want to earn your diploma, all new Catapult Academy is a tuition-free way to get it done. Learn at your own pace. Earn credits quickly. Flexible sessions, online learning, and small group support makes it possible. Your high school diploma prepares you for college or today's workforce. Visit catapultacademy.com or call 855-500-3498. You won't regret it. 7 Jacksonville locations, 855-500-3498. Enroll now for spring semester. Catapult Academy.
What a great day and night of basketball at the Veterans Memorial Arena. The Giants leading by 22 right now over Southcoast. We also had JU Dolphins against the UNF Ospreys, men's and women's basketball right here on this court earlier this afternoon. So this is the third game of a triple header downtown today. What a day here at the arena.
You know, this court is real nice, so I mean, you know, thanks to JU for letting us be able to utilize it. But that women's game went down to the wire. I mean, it was tied all the way up into the last second. And then what happened was UNF just turned the ball over. JU women went down the court, got a layup, left 2/10 of a second on the clock.
Wow.
And then UNF men, they're just one of the best teams in the A-Sun, them at Florida Gulf Coast. So, I mean, they're just a little bit they outman JU for right now.
Yeah, I think this is the best season that UNF has had since they've joined the A-Sun. I expect it to go that way. I expect them to be a contender when it comes down to tourney time.
Well, one, you got Coach Driscoll, one of the best coaches, great guy, high energy. And to brag, they got 2 assistants who went to my high school I grew up with, Frank Young and Byron Busy B. Taylor. Great guys.
So back to action on the court here in this one. The Giants leading by 22. Naughton has a shot at the line with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. First one is solid. We'll get one more.
Naughton has really been able to change the game and keep these guys into it. Without him, when he was silent, he got to a 30-point lead. Now you see them just creeping back. What I don't understand, though, is why you don't have him and Wallery on the court at the same time, the 2 best players they have, the only guys who give them a chance.
No, maybe he's just exhausted. I mean, it's been that kind of game. Naughton had 3 free throws, hit them all. And so the lead is back under 20. It was 30, so a nice little run here from the Fire. Kidry, scoop shot off the back iron. Rebound for the Fire.
Wow.
And look out. So the Fire right now on a 12-1 run and the ball. This is not what Kevin Waters wants at this point.
I mean, right now, they're just not, they're not executing and they're not finishing. It's almost like they reverted right back to where they were in the first quarter. But a lot of it has to do with, again, Naughton being able to play at a high level and Nick Wallery coming in and just probably just right now must be motivating the guys from the sideline. Again, he knows what it takes to be a high-level player, having played for the Jacksonville Giants in the previous seasons, and knowing exactly how you got to continue to get there. You got to keep punching, and eventually you're going to be able to find a soft spot.
The lead is now only 16 as Brian Campbell drained a three-pointer. Looking for the pass in on the interior, shot clock violation. It is really getting sloppy for the Giants right now. This is a 15-1 run for Southcoast.
Which just shows, again, any given time, you got to continue to put your A game up. And what they've got to do is just got to clamp down, and I'm assuming Coach Waters is just trying to see what different personnel groups can do.
2 minutes on the clock. Guidry nearly got a steal. He looked up to the skies, wondering how he didn't get a piece of it. Southcoast for three, no good. Long rebound, uncontested. It's Lumpkin looking for the shot, and instead passes it off. There's going to be a foul. The only question, I think, is whether it's intentional or not, and I think it is not. And now we have to make sure that Anthony Lumpkin is okay because he got hit hard on that play.
Yeah, that was a hard foul. I think the guy just thought he was going to go up for it and went for the block and didn't realize he was going to pass it. That was actually a very good veteran move by Lump, looking for the bigger play.
Yeah, that was a great pass by him without question. And because of it, unfortunately, because it was such a good play, it ends up being just a side out and not free throws. Guidry along the right baseline. Beyond the arc, ball went out of bounds and hit the line.
Slot again. The theme of the second half of this, the second half of this third quarter is just sloppy play. They went from being lights out playing Giants basketball to playing uncharacteristic and actually what coach didn't want to happen.
Yeah, it was, I believe, a 21-6 run to start the second half. Since then, all fire. Again, outscoring the Giants 15-1 since that Giants run. Our production crew, Joe Talentino, funny guy that he is, letting me know that I just apparently committed a punny funny. Well done, Joe. Joe Talentino, best in the business for the production here of this broadcast. I want to thank him as well as others for the opportunity for having these games on CW17. And yes, I did say on fire. Whistle and a foul. It's going to be the Fire. Still on fire, I might add. Going to the, it's going to be the Giants going to the line. Jarrell Houston. Kevin Waters talking with one of the officials right now. It seems very calm. I know that it's still a 16-point lead, but if I'm a coach, I'm thinking I'm not very pleased right now.
As again, the only thing I can, I'm not being an apologist here, but I think he's just looking at different waves of guys. The guys who got him that big lead in the beginning of this third quarter are on the bench right now resting. So what he's trying to do is get that depth, get that experience. You have some veteran guys at the point, but you got a lot of new young faces out there.
Guys, definitely.
Just trying to get them used to Giants-type basketball. Again, while you have the opportunity to do it, again, it's all about prep for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely a great observation. No question, James. And that could be exactly what is going on. It's just to make sure that these guys are clutch tested, playoff tested, crunch time kind of tested when they have the opportunities for that to happen. And that's what's going on right now. In transition, it's the Giants. Lumpkin to Harris to Guidry. Whistle.
Yeah, I think they got a lump on the travel.
It is going to be a travel. It's going to be Southcoast basketball. Give them credit, too. They went down by 30 in this third quarter. Could have just given up and just laid their uniforms on the court the rest of the game. No way.
I mean, stayed in it, clawed their way back. Now the thing is just make it manageable.
Southcoast for three. No good. Big rebound. Who's going to get it? It goes out of bounds. It's going to be Giants. Is it Giants basketball? No, they're going to keep it with the Fire. New shot clock. 24 on the shot clock. 36 seconds on the game clock in quarter number 3. Ruffin penetrates. Scoop shot. No good. Rebound. Splash. Goes down from Evans.
Nice. Nice follow-up. That's the energy that they need. I mean, just nip away at the lead, come into the fourth quarter, make it manageable.
So one final shot here for the Giants. down to 14 seconds left on the game clock. There is a 1-second shot differential, but it should not be a factor. Lumpkin into the lane. Pass is deflected. Nearly went in on the deflection. It did hit the rim. Southcoast gets it back. 2 seconds left. Will they have time? The slam!
Wow.
With 0.4 of a second left. It's going to go from Clark Naughton. What a finish to the third quarter from the Southcoast Fire.
It goes with Naughton. He's the spark.
In the closing split seconds of the third quarter, South Coast makes it a 13-point game. They outscored the Giants 19-2 to close out that third quarter. We'll take a break and come back for what is now going to be a very exciting fourth quarter. Back in a moment on CW 17 with the Giants up by 13.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
At the law offices of Ron Scholes, we understand that accident victims may need legal advice before insurance adjusters start calling. That's why we're available 7 days a week, including evenings, to provide the legal advice you need when it counts. Look for the law firm of military veterans on the back of your talking phone book or call us at 721-7575. And remember, if you hurt, we fight.
You say you'd give your right arm to be there for your family. Here's your chance to prove it. Have your blood pressure checked and control it to lower your risk of heart attack and stroke.
So what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy.
I was born to be somebody.
Over to the merchandise stand to claim your prize.
We thought we were going to have a little bit of garbage time in the fourth quarter. Not so fast, say the South Coast Fire. It was a 30-point advantage at 80-50 in the third quarter. Since then, the Fire have gone on a 19-2 tear, and they now trail by only 13 points. All right, I talked about it at the end of the first quarter. I'll say again after the third quarter. You're Kevin Waters. You saw those last 5-6 minutes. What are you saying to your boys?
Hey, we got to gear it down. We got to bear it down and grind this thing out. Come out with a win, play Giants basketball. Again, fast, and again, put Naughton in tough positions to make tough shots. Force them to have to beat you.
Offensive foul on South Coast. That was a huge opening possession, and Elijah Smith definitely got to get credit for the defensive position there. Easy call to make on the charge, and the Giants get possession.
As you see, Coach Waters has put back the crew that got that spark in. Everybody minus Slim. But again, you got guys that can beat people off the dribble, play fast and aggressive.
It's Tucker. Dribbles into the lane. Rejected by the Fire. Excellent defensively. 4 on the shot clock. 3-pointer left baseline. That's no good. Air ball. And it's going to be 1 second on the shot clock. That ball is out of bounds off South Coast. So they're going to have to reset the shot clock. It definitely went out of bounds before it hit 0. I think they're just trying to figure out how to work the shot clock and see what happens.
1 second left off the shot clock. 1 second to shoot.
So the Giants, nothing much more than a catch and shoot. But it's certainly possible. Thomas is going to be inbounding from behind the net. That's Kevin Thomas, KT. 1 on the shot clock. Thomas to the baseline. Shot is up. It does count. It is no good. And I don't think that hit the rim either, so it's going to be nothing more than a shot clock violation. South Coast gets it back. Trailing by 13 and the ball. This could be very interesting in the closing 12 minutes. You would think that South Coast would be exhausted by now with the amount of players the Giants are rolling onto the court.
I mean, they're giving them everything they can take.
Yeah. Great ball movement for South Coast. They missed the runner. It was an easy shot, just didn't go. They do get their own board, off glass and in.
I mean, they're going back to what worked, and they've been able to nip at this lead. What you got to see is, are the Giants able to make another run?
At this point, they need to. Otherwise, they will risk South Coast thinking that they can win this game and steal it, and that'll be the upset of upsets. Thomas underneath. Smith can't get it. It might have been deflected from behind by Naughton. And South Florida gets it back. He's going to call timeout. He was in the backcourt and had nowhere to go. He picked up his dribble exactly like you said. So the lead goes from 30 to 11.
Stand up.
All right, let's listen in on the bench again. See what Coach Kevin Waters has to say.
Hey, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Okay? Come on, let's go. Sit.
I wonder if Coach is upset.
Guys, from 3. 1, 2, 3, guys.
He's a little more animated than what it normally is. It's normally cool, suave.
Absolutely.
Not as clean as his suits are.
Well, he always looks sharp, no question about that. That time, that's certainly the most biggest outburst that we've heard from him this season. And it's deserved, I must admit. All he had to say were those 2 words. Now, let's see if the message is sent.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is pretty much even these guys, the tempo of the game and the momentum has shifted to Southcoast.
Do want to tell you, real quick, I want to tell you that this 4th quarter is brought to you by 1010XL Radio.
That's where I was on this morning.
Nice.
The Sports Den. Shameless plug there.
Love it. Good to have you there. So the Fire with it at midcourt. They call the timeout in the backcourt. So remember, they only have 2 seconds to get it across the timeline, too. Because it was in the backcourt when they called the timeout. And that could make it very interesting. Giants know that, of course. Try and press. The Fire basically need to get this across midcourt on this inbound pass. They don't. Now they get it back. That was well done, well executed.
Very good job there done by the Southcoast Fire. Again, they have made adjustments, and they have been taking it to the Giants this half.
So it's Ruffin outside the three-point arc at the right elbow. Gets it underneath. Shot is rejected. Rebound is up and no good. Loose ball. Giants have it. This pass deflected, and Jacksonville very fortunate to get it back with Kevin Thomas. Thomas to Ty Thomas. Gerard Tucker goes into the lane, looks for the pass. It's deflected away. Still Giants ball with 14 to go on the shot clock.
I mean, the South Coast was there. I mean, great block, great little series there. Kind of good counters. They're going back and forth with it. Now let's see if the Giants can actually take advantage on this score right here.
It's R.J. Wright who leads all Giants players with 18 points. To Tucker into the paint. Shot no good. Wright gets it back. He is going to be fouled on the play. 2 shots. And they might have gotten a little bailed out. I don't know if there was much time left on that shot clock either.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The way this game has been going, don't really know about the foul as much there either.
So shooting 2 is R.J. Wright. 9:47 to go in the 4th quarter. And the free throw no good. Still just an 11-point cushion for the Giants.
Got to take advantage of the free shots.
Right now, they got to take advantage of just about any shot. They're still stuck on 82 points. Remember, it was 80-50 at one point. I'm not sure how much time was left in the 3rd quarter when it was that score, but I know that was the score. They have hit a major dry spell. Ty Thomas from 3.
Nice.
He's got it. Huge shot from Ty Thomas. And now pressure from the Giants looking for the steal in the front court. Or at least a 7-second violation. Really close. They just get it over the line. Remember, in the ABA, you only have 7 seconds to cross the timeline, not the traditional 10 like the NBA.
That would have been a tough 3 to knock down right there.
And it's not knocked down. Giants get the ball on the out of bounds.
A little better offensive series with a better defensive series right there. Let's see if they can continue to keep this pace for 9 minutes and just open up that lead like they did in the beginning of the second half.
They're running a little clock right now, but I'm not sure if that's the Giants' strength is running the clock. They might just want to keep playing their game, and if it happens to not run that much time off the clock, so be it. Just make sure you're effective on offense.
Exactly.
They do get a bucket there, and now an errant toss. It's going to be a turnover and a 3D possession for the Giants. These are the ones that are big. Get the bucket, get the turnover, and see if you can get the extra points on the second possession. As they show Elijah Smith with that left-handed shot. 3-pointer, could be 4, and it is! Nice. Ty Thomas, 4-point bucket.
They've got to keep putting these daggers in them. Keep putting pressure on them, force them to turn the ball over.
That was a huge bucket. Looking for another turnover. Naughton keeps it alive. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound for Tucker. Moves it ahead to right instantly. One-on-one. Beats his man. Off glass. It's down. Stands back up by 22.
Nice. Very good change of possessions there. Good offense, good defense.
We just talked about it being an 11-point advantage. Just like that, huge run, and what a rejection from Ty Thomas.
With authority.
And then some. 8 minutes exactly on the clock. They will call the TV timeout. Exactly 4 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Great spurt from the Giants just when they needed it. First time in a while, but they've got their lead back to 22. It's 93-71 as they lead the Southcoast Fire. Back in a moment on CW 17.
So pretty much it's Mr. Biggs.
Once and for all, who would win? Me or you?
Flash versus Arrow. Full night event Tuesday starting at 8/7 Central.
So what's the best way to experience the Rolex 24 at Daytona? Maybe it's from the grandstands as the cars of the Tudor United Sports Car Championship race by. For some, it's down by pit road, meeting their favorite drivers. For still others, it's from one of America's tallest Ferris wheels. You have 24 hours to decide the best way to experience the Rolex 24 at Daytona. January 24th and 25th. For tickets, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Sounds like the crew actually edged out Mr. Biggs.
Mr. Biggs celebrating with the Giants. He's not the only one. The Giants fans have a lot to celebrate as they lead by 22 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It was a little more dicey just a few minutes ago. It was an 11-point lead was all for the Giants, but since then, a 13-0 run, or excuse me, 11-0 run as the Giants back on top comfortably.
The way they play offense, the way they play defense, they can score points very fast.
And that's exactly what happened. It didn't take more than a couple minutes. We've got a whistle. I think it's going to be a foul off the ball, non-shooting foul on the Giants.
The foul on number 5.
Don't forget the Giants' next TV game is January 31st. That's a Saturday night at 7:30 right here on CW 17. The Giants hosting the Shreveport Mavericks in what is being touted as a top 2 team in the ABA contest. And I don't know how many people would argue with it. I don't know if anyone would argue how great a game Gerard Tucker is having either.
Has Tuck missed a three-pointer yet?
I don't know if he has. He's got 16 points on the game, but I don't know if that even tells the story.
I think just his energy, what he's been able to do, beating people off the dribble, and just pretty much playing great defense and offense.
There's definitely a couple guys that you could consider for player of the game for the Giants. Tucker would be among them. R.J. Wright would be high on that list as well. And we've got a turnover. It's going to go against Southcoast. Giants basketball up by 25 now. And they appear to have this game well in hand again after some nervous moments. It's Thomas. Underneath it is deflected. Giants hold on to it. Tucker from 3 again. Not this time. Bell nearly got his legs cut out from underneath him as the rebound goes to Southcoast. Low leg for Southcoast. First time we've seen him tonight. And he has the ball deflect off of his hands and out of bounds. So he comes into the game. He commits a turnover. Less than 7 minutes to go in the contest now. Giants just a couple of buckets away from hitting the century mark here.
Number 32, Harold Griffith.
And another fantastic night downtown.
Pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
Expecting the 31st to be a little bit bigger crowd.
No question about it. It's going to be a doozy. Can't wait to give you that broadcast. We've got an officials timeout. The shot clock was at 1. It was not supposed to be. So we'll have to reset it to something. Some amount to be determined. Game clock was fine. Shot clock goes to 19. Slight difference. So the Giants will inbound. 6:46 to go. And it's going to be Ty Thomas inbounding it to Jermaine Slim Bell. Bell on the pick and roll just takes it himself all the way to the bucket for the flush.
That's what he can do. I mean, taking guys off the dribble. It's 32 on him is a mismatch.
You'll have the replay in just a little bit. Meanwhile, it's Southcoast just trying to get their offense moving again. Here's Naughton from 18 feet. No good. Rebound for Bell. Leads the charge quickly to Wright. Right to Thomas. Into the lane. Contact, a lot of it, but no call. Bell's going to take the baseline jumper instead and drain it.
Man,
and we are at 100.
That's what he's good at. He's able to get, again, transition points, be in there. He can make the shot from the corner. He can take you off the dribble, dunk on you. Just a great all-around player. Reason why he's one of the best in the ABA.
No question. Offensively, defensively, he's got it all. You can tell that Southcoast is getting tired as Thomas goes all the way to the hoop. Blocked. Great play by Southcoast, just as I say that. I thought they were exhausted, but don't tell that to Nick Wallery. It was an excellent rejection. Off glass and down from Eric Ruffin. He's had a strong game for Southcoast as well. 13 points.
Had to shoot that thing pretty high.
Yeah. Jacksonville will contest a few shots in the lane, no question. All the way to the lane, had the shot, decided to pass it up. Instead, it's going to be Tucker with another tray.
I think he's 4 for 5 right now.
Gerard Tucker, 19 points now. What a performance. Just a matter of the final few minutes ticking off the clock now. We've got a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to go on Tucker. It's definitely on the Giants.
The foul on number 21, Gerard Tucker, his second team foul.
And again, this fourth quarter brought to you by 1010XL. Also want to tell you the next game for the Giants, not the next TV game, just the next game in general, will be here in Jacksonville. It's going to be on the 17th and 18th at the Bob Hayes Sports Complex at Edward Waters College. The Giants will be hosting the Montgomery Blackhawks each of those 2 days. That is next Saturday and Sunday, the 17th and 18th. Southcoast with a rebound and putback. They're up to 75, but it's 103 to 75 for the Giants now. Tucker's now leading the charge as the point guard. What else can he do?
Very versatile.
Bell on the baseline. Fakes to the sideline, goes to the middle instead. We've got a foul. Just toying with his opponents at this point.
He's long. He's actually stronger than what he looks like. And he's able to he's so versatile. And again, it makes it tough for a traditional center or a traditional big man to actually guard him.
What is the best way to defend him? I'm sure you've done it in practice on occasion.
You got to get a bigger body on him, guy who's just as tall as him, and you got to just really wear on him. You got to force him to just bang a little bit.
And that is not so easy to find a guy that meets that description.
Yeah, I mean, they had a guy. But he was on the Giants squad a couple years ago.
That's perfect. It's exactly what you want. Look at this scoop shot from Ruffin. Doesn't go. Love the creativity on it. But the Giants moving it back up to the front court. Tucker feeling it to Bell on the baseline. 16-footer. No sweat. 105 to 75 now. And Bell is up to 17 very quietly. We talked about him not doing too much. Here's a steal from Tucker. Easy layup. He's up to a team-high 21 points. Naughton over the midcourt line. Southcoast stop and pop jumper. Naughton couldn't quite get the offensive rebound. And it goes down for Payne. First time we've seen him for Jacksonville. That's Lavelle Payne. That one is short from Tucker. Look at the smile on his face. Yeah. He's feeling it. He didn't hit that one, but he loved the opportunity.
He knew it was close. He was like, I should have got that one.
And Bell instead gets the free throw jumper to go. And it goes to 110-75. We've got a turnover. Travel on Southcoast, I believe. And we're going to take our final timeout, at least our final television timeout of the contest. All Giants right now after a few tenuous moments, but they lead 110-75 now with just 3:20 to go in the contest. Back in a moment on CW17 with ABA basketball.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants. Richard Miller here, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. The Giants would like to thank Advanced Diagnostic Group for taking care of all the Giants' imaging needs. Whether it's x-rays or MRIs, Advanced Diagnostics has state-of-the-art equipment. For the most accurate service, Advanced Diagnostic Group, the official partner of your national champion, Jacksonville Giants. Check out their website, advanceddiagnosticgroup.com.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Nothing but smiles from your Jacksonville cheerleaders. Nothing but smiles from the Giants bench as well. Great time for the fans this evening. And head coach Kevin Waters, after saying wake up about 18 times in a row at a timeout, I think can finally breathe a little bit. That message got across, there's no doubt.
Like 6 shots of espresso in the morning.
So the Giants, after one of their worst stretches of basketball, about a 6-7 minute stretch where it was just not going well, but after that, lights out.
I mean, again, they just had to wake up. They had a different crew in there, and they were able to get that spark that they need. I mean, Tuck, Slim's been playing well.
Yep.
I mean, they've got key points out of their key guys.
I mean, look at the balance again, not just the 11 deep, but just in terms of the leading scorers. You got Tucker with 22. You've got Bell with 19. You've got newcomer R.J. Wright with 20 on the day. You know, that's where you're going to be at your best, is when you got 3 guys that are capable of 20-plus points any given game. And it's even more magnified when you have no clue who those 3 players are going to be any given game.
Exactly, and that's just, again, it goes to player development and also knowing who you can pick.
Look at that easy steal from R.J. Wright. That's a 3.3D basket.
It's so polite. Great sportsmanship, hands on the ball right back.
That's right. I'll take that, thank you. They did not count the extra point on it. They'll give him just 22 for now. And a kick ball on Wright. Man, he's playing some kind of game. He's not the only one, of course. You don't know what to expect out of these newcomers, but I think everybody likes what they've seen out of R.J. Wright tonight.
Yeah, his energy level, the aggressiveness, great defense, good offense, very good spark.
Look forward to seeing more of him, no question, as we hit the tail end of the regular season. Regular season ends, by the way, I believe at the end of February, if I'm not mistaken. And then playoff time after that.
Ooh, nice
big rejection from the newcomer, Lavelle Payne. Somebody who we didn't see all game until just a minute or two ago. Now he's making an impact, too. Welcome to the Giants.
You just asked, how do you defend Slim Bell?
Yeah.
You get a guy that looks like number 44 here.
Okay.
A guy who can block shots, put a body. But again, what Coach Waters does a good job of is he gets the guys that he thinks that can beat him, and he puts them on the roster.
Hey, can't beat him, join him. He wants people to join him. No doubt. There's Bell with a three-pointer. Way long on it. Long rebound for the Fire. Ruffin into the paint. Kicks it out. Woods to the left baseline. Wide open jumper. Short on the play. Rebound for Lavelle Payne, who now has a board and a rejection. And Payne now with a dish. They're going to call an offensive foul all day. They will.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Looked more like a fullback right there. Trucking his way into the end zone.
He wanted that dime bad. Not to be. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. All Giants here at 113-75. As the Fire look for just a couple more good possessions. Wide open three-pointer and a foul before the shot. That's going to be an offensive foul on the Fire. And this time it's Lavelle Payne that drew the charge. Take one, give one. We'll call it a wash.
Hey, we'll take it.
Giants ball.
So Giants ball. Harris in possession, number 11 for Jacksonville. Goes into the paint all by himself, off the glass. Ball was deflected, and he was fouled on the play.
The foul on number 40, Ryan Campbell, his fourth.
And so Harris is going to be looking for his first points of the night. Well, he's definitely got
just penetrating to the end zone. I'm not in zone playing football, thinking of 44, penetrating into the paint.
That's all right. I still have dreams of Danny Amendola right now with 2 touchdowns for the New England Patriots, so I'm pretty okay with that, too.
I'm over here looking at the Seahawks score. That's my problem.
First one up and no good. 1:32 to go. Second one goes down. So the first point of the night for Harris. And it is now, I believe, if my math is right, a 39-point cushion. Typically, I am told there is no math in the process of the games, but we'll go with 39.
I mean, just imagine just the ebbs and flows of the game. I mean, they had a 30-point cushion that got reduced to an 11-point cushion, and then now they're back to 39. It's just, again, if they can put the entire game together, then you can just see what the potential they have, but you see how dominant they could possibly be.
Yeah, we might talk about this with head coach Kevin Waters in the post-game show, that this is kind of a mirror image of the last telecast we had with the Giants when they beat Jackson by a pretty wide margin, but they had a very slow start in that game, then turned it on. Then the Showboats came back a little bit, not to the point where they were going to challenge the game, but definitely a comeback fairly similar to this one before the Giants just took control once again. And something we'll definitely talk to him about his worry about slipping, in the second half when you have a comfortable lead and how you keep the pressure on.
It's always good to be able to bail yourself out, but it's even better to never get in a situation where you have to bail yourself out. And again, once they play better teams will take better advantage of their mistakes.
We keep focusing on the Shreveport game, and of course that is going to be the toughest challenge, but it's not going to be the only challenge. They'll have other very difficult games between now and then as well. Down to a last couple of possessions. Slim Bell wasting no time and just launching up a three-pointer. He wants to pad those stats, but it is no good. South Florida gets it back. Good hustle from behind from Lavelle Payne. He wants a roster spot.
That is just, again, you never know where these bright spots or these gems are going to come from.
Whistle on the play. It's going to be out of bounds off the Giants. 14 left on the shot clock. 42 seconds left in the contest. Player of the game, by the way, tonight. A couple of good candidates, but we're going to go with Gerard Tucker, who was just sensational, especially in the second half with his three-point shooting. Jermaine Bell with a rejection on a three-point shot. Not something you see every day, but you do see it here a fair amount with Bell.
I mean, Tuck also played some very good defense. Not just from three-point, got some good boards, some tough inside in the paint points. I mean, all around just did very good.
Lavelle Payne got another rebound as we are down to the final possession for the Giants. 116-77 is the score. It's Lumpkin all the way in, off glass, not quite. Southcoast baseball pass into the lane, off glass and in with 8 seconds to go. And the Giants are just going to run out the clock at this point. So your final score is going to be the Jacksonville Giants 116, the Southcoast Fire 79. A couple of anxious moments in the second half, but no worries in the end. It's all Giants when it's all said and done as they complete this three-game sweep over the Southcoast Fire. We will take a break and come back in just a moment with your head coach. That, of course, Kevin Waters. Also your player of the game, Gerard Tucker. Stick around as the Giants win big, 116-79. You're watching Jacksonville Giants basketball on CW17. Stick around for the postgame show.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Incredible, healing, unforgettable. A reading with spiritual medium Pamela Teresa is all of that and more. Call and schedule for your reading or go to mediumintheraw.com.
CW17 is your home for the CW. Your home for hit shows like Jane the Virgin, the CW Network, hot, hip, and sexy. Only on CW17.
I heard you're pretty fast.
Come out, wherever you are, Flash.
Robbery at the convenience store, I'm wholesome. Come on a date. Or a little old lady getting robbed. How do you know it's a little old lady? It's always a little old lady. Thank you, Flash. If anything comes up, I will be here. And
A New York minute.
A Jeff? I'm doing fine. Captain Cold, the Reverse Flash. Heat Wave. Stop doing it. I was thinking of calling myself Pied Piper. Hey, I assign the nicknames around here. Although that one's not bad. Guess I'm a lot faster than a speeding bullet. I don't believe it. The losers.
Guys, which way?
Left. Right.
Right.
Left.
Not too many men can keep up with me. Wonder who he is.
If you ask me, he's a hero.
Are you a cop or something?
Something.
Time to get up now.
I Know Jax is your local weekly TV show about fun things to do with friends and family in the greater Jacksonville area. Watch Saturday nights at 9:30 and 12:30 and Sunday night at 6 p.m.
I've seen too many women with breast cancer who could have avoided extensive treatment or even death had they gotten an annual mammogram. If you're 40 or older, get a mammogram every year. To find an accredited center, visit mammographySavesLives.org.
Get certified and take your business to the next level in Florida. State certification is Florida's premier stamp of approval for minority, women, and veteran businesses. Contact the Department of Management Services Office of Supplier Diversity now at 850-487-0915 and get certified. Certified minority businesses gain firsthand knowledge on contracting successfully with Florida state agencies. The Department of Management Services is ready to assist you. Think business smart. Call 850-487-0915 and get your minority-owned business certified today.
I'm Richard Miller, voice of the Jacksonville Giants. Are you or someone you know suffering from neck, back, shoulder, or knee pain? Call C-Spine Orthopedic Institute, the leader in orthopedics and the official provider for your Jacksonville Giants.
Big victory for the Jacksonville Giants, now 13-1 on the season. They complete a 3-game sweep of the Southcoast Fire with a 116-79 victory here in downtown Jacksonville. Arlie Johnson joined by James Coleman, also your player of the game. We had a couple of candidates, but I don't know if we could have picked a better one than you, Gerard Tucker. Spectacular performance, especially in that second half, and really it came down to those opening probably 5-6 minutes of that third quarter where you really started stepping on their throats, and you were a big part of that.
Yeah, we tried to we came out a little flat in the first half, so we tried to, try to step it up a little bit in the second half. The third quarter is a big quarter because if you come out flat in the third quarter, you can get beat real easily. So.
Well, what we noticed was that your versatility. You want to just talk to us a little bit about you're able to stretch the guys out, drain the three, but you're also able to penetrate inside. Just tell us a little bit what's going on in your mind and what makes you so hard to guard.
I'm just taking what the defense give me. I mean, if they leave me open, I might as well shoot it, But if they push up, then I can go by them, and then it's all about finishing after that.
Exactly.
Best part is that you can dictate whatever you want. If they're going to guard you one way, you're going to play offense a different way. Also on the defensive side, I know that there was a little bit of a lull towards the end of the third quarter, but for the most part, the Giants really started really suffocating that offense of the Southcoast Fire.
Yeah, after we played them last week at UNF, and we gave up a lot of points. And so this week, the emphasis was playing defense, like using your feet instead of using your hands, because we tend to have foul trouble a lot. So it's just using your feet and also just, being in the right spots, rotating where you're supposed to be. So
I know there's a lot of balance on this team. There always is. We never know who the star of the game is going to be.
Yeah.
Today just happened to be you, but that's got to make you feel great. Now, you don't have to be a superstar, but you can be every now and again.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to pass the ball off to somebody else. Somebody else is going to be the star the next night.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I was just playing off everybody else, Slim was making shots, so that made it a lot more easier for the rest of us. And then, you got your guards that can pass the ball, KT, Lump, Maurice. So once you start playing off those guys, it becomes easy.
Being a vet and one of the guys who's been here for a little while, what are you telling the new guys, which you have pretty much having a new roster here? What are some of the things that you're looking for? What are some of the things, the advice that you're giving some of the new additions?
I tell them to stay loose because, you never know when you're going to go in. So when you get out there, you got to produce. I mean, you have to be able to just, do what you can do best. So if you're a hustle guy, that's what you got to bring, hustle. If you can shoot the ball, that's what you got to do. You got to shoot the ball. Just be ready whenever coach calls your number.
Well, it's great that you were able to do more than just one thing for tonight, and we appreciate you joining us as your player of the game.
Thank
22
you very much.
points tonight for Gerard Tucker. Big reason that the Jacksonville Giants win this one big at 116-79. We're also going to talk to head coach Kevin Kevin Waters in just a little bit, talk about the game and how it came from his perspective. Can't wait to find out how he feels about the opening 6 minutes of the third quarter. Can't wait to hear how he feels about the last 6 minutes of the third quarter as well, as we get him in just a moment. As we tell you that the game high for the Giants actually was R.J. Wright with 23, but Gerard Tucker, spectacular with his 22 points this evening, 4 for 4 from the line as well, as we bring in Coach Kevin Waters. Coach, the last game that we had on CW17, it was a shaky start, started flying, and then one little lull in the second half. It sounds almost exactly like this game as well. Going into the second half, 15-point lead. You had a nice little stretch run in the closing minutes of the first half, and then you blew them out of the water in the opening minutes of the third quarter. Had to be pleased with that, and just as opposite in the closing minutes of that third quarter. Tell us about how those 12 minutes went for you.
I'm looking at a totally different basketball game right now. So I know the fans want to see us get up and down the court and have fun and, all the dunks and things of that nature. But I'm looking at execution from our team, from this point on to try to get better on defense and offense, getting ready for our playoff run. So, those are the things I'm looking at. We had a lull there at the end of the third quarter there that I was a little concerned about. But the guys came back out fourth quarter, picked it back up, and got the game going.
We've talked off the air a little bit, and you talk about toughness and getting the guys ready for the playoffs. It looked like different points where the guys were, kind of just the ebbs and flows. What are some things and some adjustments that you made during the game? We noticed that they got that spark. Besides when you scream, wake up, wake up, wake up. What were some other in-game adjustments that you made?
Ronald Wright's play, when he comes out there, I started him tonight, man. His play is very energetic. He plays both sides of the court very hard. So I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased at the way that he got out there and, performed. So, again, Jermaine Bell shot the basketball well today, and Gerard Tucker did a great job on the offensive end and defensive end. Let's talk a little bit about Wright as we go through some of the highlights as well, because this was a player that we did not know anything about. He didn't play in either of the first couple games that we had on CW17. We've got him shooting, draining the three-pointer right there. Did you know that you were going to get this out of him exactly? And what do we expect from him in the games leading forward? He's been playing for us on the road, so I've seen this coming. I've seen this opportunity coming. Now, for me to put him in the starting lineup, that means something. I just didn't put him out there because he's, was doing well, in practice, but he's been out there performing pretty well in the games. So he went out there in the game today and did exactly what I thought he would do, bring energy on both sides of the court. He shot the ball much better than I thought he was going to shoot the basketball. So, he's a great addition to this basketball team. Also, Gerard Tucker, he was our player of the game tonight, and for obvious reasons, but we talked about his versatility. James was talking a lot about all the things that he can do that you wouldn't necessarily expect out of a big man like that, and that's got to make you feel awful comfortable bringing him out there, knowing that he can do pretty much anything at any given time, depending on what the defense gives him. Yes, he's the main reason why I brought him down here from Chicago. He's a great talent, man, and he's also a leader on this basketball court, man, so I look forward to having him out here on the basketball team to help me make this playoff run. All right, well, we're going to have our next broadcast in a few weeks. That is on the 31st against Shreveport. A couple of really quick thoughts before we get going on that Shreveport game. We ready to play. We ready to play, man. 31st. The guys, we got so much basketball to play before then, so I don't want them to look past that. But when that opportunity comes, Jacksonville come out and support us, man. It's going to be a good game. Well, we'll be here for that as well on CW17. Cannot wait. Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations yet again. As the Giants move to 13-1 on the season. Thanks to our player of the game, Gerard Tucker. Thanks to our head coach, Kevin Waters, as the Giants win big. 116-79 your final score for Coach Waters, for James Coleman. This is Arlie Johnson saying goodnight. Thanks for joining us tonight on CW17. We look forward to seeing you on January 31st when the Giants host the Shreveport Mavericks. Love that.
We now join this program already in progress.
Aaron Jackson, number 480.
Who can you become? Join the Jacksonville Roller Girls. Wednesday, January 14th.
Meow Mix, number 9. Ponytail Princess Gem Sorella 111.
If you think Derby's fun to watch on TV, just wait to experience the Jacksonville Roller Girls live in person. Our season opener is Saturday, January 31st at the Mandarin Skate Station.
Dodge Rammer avenging points lost in recent jams, out there alone for a few more seconds.
on this power jam. There's a question last time out is whether Gigi Ramon should have taken 3 jams off since medical staff had to look at her. That's only the case if a jam is called off due to injury. So Gigi back out.
And they're continuing to capitalize on dodge ram her on those corners. Unfortunately, it can be really easy to drive someone out to that corner, and she's working really hard against them, but it's tough.
And Gigi in control here with lead jam since Dodge never earned it. Man, same spot again.
That didn't look good. I didn't like that one.
Oh, but she's back up.
Is that maybe it's a jellyfish. Maybe it's not a spaghetti monster.
Yeah, I was wondering anyway what a jellyfish is doing in a space mural, but
Flying jellyfish monster.
Suddenly I feel like I'm here with Joanne Worley and Miss Cathcart from Dennis the Menace, who's always singing and breaking glass. But anyway.
What the Tommy? Are you serious?
I bet Dodge wishes somebody would get on Ducati. That might be what she's yelling right there.
Yeah, this bout taking its toll on the Rat Pack for sure. Here's Gigi earning lead jam rather late. Still not over here. 14-point game. And look, 2 jammers on the track now. Corella Duval and Crash Test Barbie. We've taken our final TV timeout, so we're sticking with this bout till the very end. Very scary end.
See a little recycling there for Rat Pack, trying to stay in front of that jammer. They're working together, but they're starting to slowly stray away. Ooh, lucky for them, she took a fall, so they have time to rebuild.
And now we have a solid wall of white again. Ooh, look at that cat.
Boy, turn 2, not kind to the jammers tonight for sure.
Those fans are definitely getting their money's worth.
And Corella through. Shady, part of the excellent defense we've seen tonight. Coming back into the pack.
Hi, Shady.
Hey, girl.
Whoa. Forearm. You saw it. We saw it. Crowd all up in arms about it, but no, they didn't see it.
Up in forearms, Tommy?
Definitely. Going for a little hint there. You got it. Corella Duval scoring.
Bounced around like a ping pong ball, but she made it through. Got her points all the same.
We have to widen the gap here.
Interesting move there by number 404, Sarbanes-Foxy, getting Kat Vaughn right out of the way before she gets a chance to really break up their defense.
If anyone can do it for us, it's Cruella that can.
All right, here we go. Really stretching it out here. Truck and trailer are now a runaway truck. About a mile out of play, people.
Hello.
That's time. Here's the forearm, clear as day.
I gave her a warning out of play, not
Game time expiring, but the jam can still go a full 2 minutes. Combustible with the power start.
There goes a wall of white, moving them right over.
Nicely done, but need to recycle now.
You know, right now our objective is to stay clean, stay on the track, and not give them the opportunity for a power jam.
There we go.
Wow, it's like I wish they would have just been listening to you right there, Tara. You did. You probably jinxed it. Thanks a lot.
Track cut, yeah. Crash Test Barbie with lead jam, so she can call off the jam at any time should they score enough to win. They're about to see defense cranking it up to 11.
Very nice reference. I got you there, buddy. Stonehenge.
And through again.
Second time right on that inside line.
That's 5 points each time.
You know, I know we can score a lot of points in 60 seconds, But she needs a lot of points to make this game. As long as what Rat Pack needs to do is just stay together, hold her back, get Kim Bustable out of the box. 40 more seconds left in the game.
Desperate times here for both teams, and we're definitely seeing what these skaters have left here. BT, what?
Absolutely, and you can see the benches are just, everybody's on their feet, just full of excitement, because this is just, it's just almost over here, and they're really rallying.
Out of play, Combustible standing. She's on her way out. Here we go. I have time for one more scoring pass by Braden Tucky.
Little quick offense on Rat Pack. I saw Killer over there making her move.
All right. Crash Test Barbie through again. And that's time.
Whew, that was a close one.
Stand by. .24 points. They needed 34. Time runs out for the Braden Tucky Bombers. And the River City Rat Pack survives.
I was sweating bullets over here.
Well, I just happen to have this towel for you.
Thanks for staying with us for this one. Hope you can see a bout like this in person this season. Till next time, so long from the Sunshine State.
Bye, y'all.
Hasta la pasta.
WFTDA playoffs are coming to Jacksonville this September.
Legs are us, 301. Legs and ham, 103.
Who can you become? Join the Jacksonville Roller Girls, January 14th.
Miss Jackson, baby in a manger. Miss Jackson, baby in a manger.
It's 2015 and time to get rolling again. Saturday, January 31st. Season tickets are now available on JacksonvilleRollerGirls.com. This year they include VIP seating. And of course, you can always save $2 by getting advanced single game tickets.
Thanks for inviting me to your Super Bowl party, Charlie. I haven't been to one of these since last year around this time.
I remember having this conversation about a year ago. And I'm thinking we're going to have it again in about a year.
I hope so.
Come on, 35!
Yeah!
See, I told you the new Camry got over 35 miles a gallon.
Pay up, Lacey.
Charlie, do we really have to pay up on bets about commercials?
Yes, this is a great time to learn how to lose without getting angry. So don't get angry, but give me my $20.
Hey, everybody. This is my friend Molly from Iowa. Molly, this is my anger management group.
Hi.
Yes! I win!
What? What'd you bet?
I don't know. I lost track. I'm gonna go get us something to drink.
Okay.
Hi, Molly. I'm Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, there's some pizza and beer, and don't be surprised if you say something and everyone exchanges money.
Oh, is that an LA thing?
Nah.